And Cretin-Derham Hall football is on the air on tjsportsonline.net. We welcome you into St. Paul and O'Shaughnessy Stadium, the campus of the University of St. Thomas and the home of Cretin-Derham Hall Raider football. Matt Nelson, so happy to be back with you. Today's pregame show is brought to you by Tommy Chicago's. You'll hear an awful lot about them and their great food throughout the broadcast. They made tonight's broadcast possible and enhanced the student-athlete experience. Tonight, the Raiders host Mounds and the Mustangs, a pair of East Metro Blue teams that both were tripped in Week 1. Cretin-Derham Hall, a close one to the defending Class 6A champions. They lost 13-12 last week right here in St. Paul. Mounds was home, and they really got walloped. St. Michael Albertville came into town and defeated the Mustangs 45-21, and for St. Michael Albertville, that was their first game in Class 6A. It was also the first game for the Mustangs' newly anointed head coach, Aaron Moberg. He took over for Jim Galvin, who had been at the helm of Mustang football for 16 years. So Mustangs and Raiders, Mounds and Cretin-Derham Hall. Friday Night Lights. No more of this Thursday stuff going on here in St. Paul. It's Friday Night Lights on a beautiful St. Paul night for high school football. Absolutely perfect weather, and the wind is even dying down for us up here above the 50-yard line. I'm Matt Nelson. Our engineer tonight is Glenn Thompson, and this is Cretin-Derham Hall Raider football.
Chicago's Pizzeria, located in the Mendota Heights Village, just off 110 in Mendota Heights, is your premier shop for authentic pizza from the Windy City. Tommy Chicago's is based on their love of the hearty Chicago-style pizza. Mike and Katie's focus has always been on quality, with their pizzas made from scratch, and they use only the freshest and highest quality ingredients and feature a large selection of toppings. In addition to deep dish, Tommy Chicago's have thin crust pizzas, sandwiches, and salads. Their luncheon buffet and salad bar is served weekdays from 11 to 1:30, just $8.95. For information on menu, hours, and directions, visit tommy-chicagos.com. You can order online for pickup and delivery or call 651-209-7701. Tommy Chicago's, just off Highway 110 at 730 Main Street in the Mendota Heights Village. Mike and Katie Magnuson are proud alumni and supporters of Cretin-Derham Hall Athletics.
Whether you're buying, selling, or simply exploring the possibilities of home ownership, you'll want to work with a professional. That's Ray Hitchcock with Edina Realty in St. Paul. He can provide the most reliable market information and expert advice. Now more than ever, you need to work with a qualified realtor. That's Ray Hitchcock, who is skilled at networking, pricing, and negotiation. Call 612-616-7569 or email Ray Hitchcock at edinarealty.com or visit his website. In real estate, go with a champion. Ray Hitchcock of Edina Realty in St. Paul, another proud supporter of Raider football on tjsportsonline.net.
.64 perfect degrees in St. Paul for high school football, and not a cloud in the sky as the sun sets here on O'Shaughnessy Stadium at the University of St. Thomas, the home of Cretin-Derham Hall Raider football. Matt Nelson alongside of engineer Glenn Thompson. Tonight, the Raiders host Mounds High School and their Mustangs. Once again, our pregame show for you tonight is brought to you by Tommy Chicago's.
Tommy Chicago's Pizzeria, located in the Mendota Heights Village, just off 110 in Mendota Heights, is your premier shop for authentic pizza from the Windy City. Tommy Chicago's is based on their love of the hearty Chicago-style pizza. Mike and Katie's focus has always been on quality, with their pizzas made from scratch, and they use only the freshest and highest quality ingredients and feature a large selection of toppings. In addition to deep dish, Tommy Chicago's have thin crust pizzas, sandwiches, and salads. Their luncheon buffet and salad bar are served weekdays from 11 to 1:30, just $8.95. For information on menu, hours, and directions, visit tommy-chicagos.com. You can order online for pickup and delivery or call 651-209-7701. Tommy Chicago's, just off Highway 110 at 730 Main Street in the Mendota Heights Village. Mike and Katie Magnuson are proud alumni and supporters of Cretin-Derham Hall Athletics.
Whether you're buying, selling, or simply exploring the possibilities of home ownership, you want to work with a professional. That's Ray Hitchcock with Edina Realty in St. Paul. He can provide the most reliable market information and expert advice. Now more than ever, you need to work with a qualified realtor. That's Ray Hitchcock, who is skilled at networking, pricing, and negotiation. Call 612-616-7569 or email Ray Hitchcock at edinarealty.com or visit his website. In real estate, go with a champion. Ray Hitchcock of Edina Realty in St. Paul, another proud supporter of Raider football on tjsportsonline.net. Happy to support Cretin-Derham Hall football is the Hitchcock Law Firm in St. Paul. For over 35 years, the attorneys at Hitchcock Law Firm have provided legal services to individuals and business clients. Their practice is focused in the areas of estate planning, probate and trust administration, real estate law, business law, general litigation, and sports law. Their approach focuses on each client's background, needs, and goals. For more details, visit their website, hitchcockfirm.com, or call 651-772-3401. The Hitchcock Law Firm in St. Paul, proud supporters of Raider football here on tjsportsonline.net.
Teams have taken the field here in St. Paul. Big one tonight on a Friday night. Week 2, Mounds and the Mustangs on the road taking on your Cretin-Derham Hall Raiders. Matt Nelson back with you alongside of engineer Glenn Thompson. 64 beautiful degrees at O'Shaughnessy Stadium, the home of Raider football. Cretin-Derham Hall will take the opening kick here momentarily. Trevor Redmond does the kicking for Moundsview. Redmond on the season, 3 of 3 on his extra points. East Metro Blue matchup, both teams 0-1. And for both teams, their first conference game of the season. Cretin-Derham Hall, the two-time state champions, 99 and 09, will receive the opening kick. And here we go. Redmond's kick is in the air. It's time to play football with Williams taking it at the 14-yard line. Williams off to his right across the 20, and he's going to be chased out of bounds shy of the 25-yard line. He thought to reverse his field. They are going to mark it at the 21-yard line. So a modest 7-yard return for Williams. And Danny Callahan will come out with the Raider offense. And they'll set up shop at that their own 22-yard line. The big guys up front for Cretin-Derham Hall: Sean Brody, Sam Harris, Tommy Underwood, Wyatt Garrity, and Elijah DeCoster. Callahan, junior quarterback, 6'2", 196 pounds. Sounds like a quarterback to me. Last week, 6 of 16 with an interception, a touchdown, and 105 yards. He'll go under center from that 22-yard line on 1st and 10. First play from scrimmage for the Raiders with a man in motion and a flag before our first snap. And a pre-snap penalty is going to push the Raiders back 5 yards. It's a false start against Cretin-Derham Hall. Supporting cast, the wide receivers Newton and Udoybach. The tight end primarily will be Jacob Prince. The 3 running backs Czech, Underwood, and Zion Guerra. So 1st and 15 now for Cretin-Derham Hall from their own 16-yard line. Same formation with their quarterback Callahan, the junior, under center. And again, he moves Newton right to left. In motion, they'll fake it to him and hand it to the tailback across the 20, across the 25, now across the 30, and still high-stepping his way to the 34-yard line is Anthony Czech, a gain of 15 yards and a Cretin-Derham Hall first down as the Raiders move the chains. Czech last week, 12 carries for 42 yards. He averaged 3.5 per carry. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Raiders. We'll see some Czech Underwood carried it 19 times last week for 118 yards as well. This time it's play action for Czech. Callahan rolls to his right, throws over the middle of the field, and that pass is incomplete. He was looking for his tight end Mooney. He was well defended at the 45-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for Cretin-Derham Hall. So far a false start penalty, a 15-yard run for Czech, and an incomplete pass, Callahan to Mooney. 2nd down and 10 for the Raiders. Going from right to left across your keyboards and computer screens or tablets or smartphone screens. Right to left, wearing the home purple tops and the white trousers. Check across the 35-yard line. He's going to be brought down by a host of Mustangs at the 36-yard line. A gain of 2 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 8 for the Raiders. Brooks Bollinger, their head coach, is in his 2nd season. And his team is faced with a 3rd and long on this opening drive. 3rd down and 8 just a minute into the first quarter. And they'll spread it out in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers. Callahan with a running back joining him on 3rd and 8. Straight drop back. Callahan goes to a screen pass. He has his man at the 35-yard line, but he's going to be brought down immediately. Good bit of defense. That time by Moundsview, well short of the sticks. Tackle was made by, looked like it may have been Bosser or Miles. Thomas Miles. And Max Janes in there as well, the strong safety. I think it was Janes who did the good bit of work. So Callahan's pass complete, but he only picks up 3. It's 4th and 5. And Alec Tennis, averaging 36 yards a punt, will come out for the first time tonight. 2 minutes into the first quarter. Tennis gets his punt off, but just barely. And it's going to roll out of bounds at the 34-yard line, and Moundsview will have the ball for the first time. The Raiders pick up 1 first down, but that's it. Not Tennis's best punt, averaging 36 yards this season. But the Moundsview Mustang offense will come out onto the field. They scored 21 points last week in a 45-21 loss against St. Michael Albertville in their first game in Class 6A. Tenzin Misra is their quarterback. Not the biggest guy, 6'1", 148 pounds, a senior. Just 3 of 8 for 13 yards last week and an interception. Couple of running backs behind Misra. 1st and 10 from the 35. Misra will throw on first down. He puts up a long pass and hooks up with his wide receiver. It's going to be a Moundsview first down as Misra goes to the air and completes his pass to the Cretin-Derham Hall 41-yard line. That's a gain of 24 yards and a first down as Misra goes to the air for a first down. Misra finds Max Janes. Big guy, 6'3", 230-pound senior. On first down, a big gainer. Moundsview on first down. They'll toss it, and that was nearly a disaster. Tennis almost blew it up. It's going to be a loss on the play as Luke Brower made the tackle. And a loss of 1. It could have been a lot worse. That ball was nearly going the other way. So Moundsview goes to the ground for the first time. They lose 2 yards. It's 2nd down and 12. Misra, just 13 yards through the air last week. In the backfield, we'll see Sparks, Relling, Jiang, and Redmond. James, the tight end, will be involved also. And this one's going to be a handoff, and going across the 35-yard line all the way across the 30-yard line is Trevor Redmond. Redmond gets the carry and a first down for Moundsview. It'll be first down from the 27-yard line. And on first down, just a gain of 2 yards for Moundsview. 8:57 left in the first quarter. Brower in there again on the tackle. He's been active early. be second down and 8 now from the Raider 25-yard line. Jacob Gray spread out wide to the left. Misra drops back. He goes to the air, and that pass is broken up and intercepted. Williams deflects it, and Anthony Check picks it off. He's going down the far sideline. He's to the 30, now to the 25, inside of the 20-yard line. Anthony Check. The pass was deflected by Williams. Check comes up with it and brings it all the way into the red zone. They'll mark it at the 16-yard line. The Mustangs turn it over on their first possession, and Callahan and company will have great field position with 8:15 left in the first quarter and no score. And a flag is down at the end of that play. And it's going to go against Cretin-Derham Hall on the return, a holding after the interception. What a play. You could see, though, Williams deflected it, and it just seemed to hang in the air for Anthony Check to pick that pass off and go down the sideline. So the holding penalty will bring it all the way back 10 yards from where the foul occurred, so it's going to bring it all the way back to the 37-yard line. Still very good field position for Cretin-Derham Hall. So Callahan on first down after the interception by Check. He'll hand it off, and it's the first carry of the night for Underwood. And Underwood carries it across the 35-yard line to the 32. A 5-yard gain on first down. It'll be 2nd and 5. Underwood last week, 19 carries for 118 yards. Averaged more than 6 yards a carry. Now 2nd down and 5, 7:39 left in the first quarter. Callahan to the air, and he overshot his target. Udoybach, who had the long touchdown catch last week against Totino Grace. This time, though, Callahan overshoots him. It's incomplete, and it's 3rd down and 5. So now a big 3rd down after the interception. Raiders got to make this one hurt. It's 3rd down and 5. Callahan goes to the bubble screen. He has Newton. He goes across the 31, spins across the 31, got to the 29 before he was stood up by a trio of Mustangs. Leading that charge in there was Hunter Catched. So it'll be 4th down and 2. That's short of the sticks to Newton, but obviously this is 4-down territory outside of the range of Tennis or Ratchakab, although Tennis was bombing some long kicks in warm-ups, but this would be well outside of his range. Last week against Totino Grace, it seemed every time it was 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, 3rd and 2, the Raiders were able to pick it up behind that big offensive line and relying on their running backs. Let's see what they do here. Callahan will hand off. Underwood will get the carry. He's going to be stymied. That's well short of the sticks. Underwood is denied of the first down, and for Moundsview, Matt Mellick, the first to get to Underwood. He stands him up, a gain of maybe a half yard. The Raiders needed 2. So after the interception, the Raiders go 4 and out and turn it over on downs.
At the 29.
So the sophomore quarterback Cole Stenstrom back out with this Moundsview offense. He completed a long pass on first down, but a sophomore quarterback Cole Stenstrom. And boy, tight end got an early jump on that one. No flag, but a big hit by the Raiders.
Handoff is number 28. Alex Relling. No gain.
And back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more than that.
2nd down.
It'll be second down and 10 for the Mustangs. So this is a sophomore quarterback, Stenstrom. Leading the way after Tenzin Misra struggled last week against St. Michael Albertville. Here comes another long pass, and this one's going to be incomplete. Max Janes got behind the defense on that one, but Stenstrom put a bit too much air underneath it. It'll be third down and 10 for the Moundsview offense. Mentioned last week, that was the first game for St. Michael Albertville at Class 6A, and they made their presence known because they ran it up 45-21, the final score against Moundsview. That was also the first game for their first-year head coach, Aaron Moberg, and he took over for an institution at Moundsview High School. Jim Galvin had been there for 16 years leading that football program. Third down and 10 now. Stenstrom goes under the center and moves a man in motion. Third and 10, play action. Stenstrom rolls to his left. Now he'll take it up the middle field. He'll throw, and his pass is incomplete. It was intended for Janes, and Weston Thompson defended it well. Pass incomplete for Janes. It looked like Stenstrom had room to run that ball up the middle of the field. Instead, he goes to the air, and the pass was incomplete. Punt team comes out for Moundsview. Trevor Redman does the punting, and Zion Guerra will come in to return. Not the best start offensively for either team. Lots of incomplete passes. We've had some penalties. A turnover, Stenstrom on that interception. So Guerra will set up shop at his own 35-yard line. And now this looks like it's going to be a penalty against Cretin-Derham Hall for jumping offsides, Matthew Cunningham. And it is. 5 yards, though, won't be enough for a Moundsview first down. But it will buy their punter Redmond 5 yards of field position. Guerra stays put at the 35. Redmond is ready. And he'll rock into a rugby-style kick. It's a pretty good one. It's going to bounce at that 35-yard line and squat just about right there. Moundsview will down it at the Cretin-Derham Hall 32-yard line. And Danny Callahan and the Raider offense will get their third opportunity of the night. They received the opening kickoff, and then after an interception by Check, had it in Moundsview territory, but weren't able to convert on fourth down. Danny Callahan. So far we've seen Underwood and Check in the backfield. Guerra on special teams. It's the first quarter from St. Paul. East Metro Blue showdown. Was not a good first week for that conference. Roseville was actually the only team that pulled out a W. And they'll run it on first down. The Raiders will with Guerra. And Guerra to the 33-yard line. A gain of just a yard. It'll be second down and 9. That's right. Roseville got the W. Stillwater, White Bear Lake, Moundsview, Woodbury, Eastridge, and Cretin-Derham Hall all lost week 1. And the schedule doesn't get any easier for Moundsview. Next week, they're on the road at Totino Grace, the defending state champions. Second down and 9 now for Callahan. I formation, offset. And Callahan will drop back to pass. He'll roll to his right. Put it up, and it's intercepted. Moundsview has the football. It's intercepted and returned inside of the 25-yard line where a big hit was leveled. But the pass was intercepted. It looked like it was Ty Cohen. Ty Cohen on the interception. Callahan to the air, and now both teams have thrown an interception. Cohen on the pick. He got rocked, but it doesn't really hurt when you make an interception. So first and 10 at the Cretin-Derham Hall 25-yard line. Both teams have turned it over here in the first quarter. Offensively, yards have not been easy to come by. So re-entering the fold with much better field position is the sophomore quarterback Stenstrom. And Stenstrom will hand it off. His running back met in the backfield at the 25-yard line. Second effort got it to the 24, a gain of a yard on first down for Moundsview. And on both interceptions, the defense has handed very good field position to their respective offenses. Cretin-Derham Hall didn't make good on their first opportunity. We'll see now if the defense can get Moundsview off the field. Relling is the tailback joining Stenstrom in that backfield. He works it under center. Stenstrom will drop back. He goes to the air. He's looking for the big man, James, and he has him. Mounds views into the end zone for a touchdown. Max Janes, the big guy, 6'3", 230 pounds, hauls in the long touchdown pass. That one goes 24 yards. And it's 6-0 Mustangs. Max Janes, remember him from last year's game. He's a load, 6'3", 230 pounds. And he went way over the defense to haul that one down, juggled it, and came down with it. The extra point is up, and it's good. Mounds View strikes first, and they capitalize on the Callahan interception, and it's 7-0 Mustangs here in St. Paul. 4:28 left in the first quarter. You're listening to Raider Football on TJSportsOnline.net.
Tommy Chicago's Pizzeria, located in the Mendota Heights Village, just off 110 in Mendota Heights, is your premier shop for authentic pizza from the Windy City. Tommy Chicago's is based on their love of the hearty Chicago-style pizza. Mike and Katie's focus has always been on quality, with their pizzas made from scratch, and they use only the freshest and highest quality ingredients and feature a large selection of toppings. In addition to deep dish, Tommy Chicago's have thin crust pizzas, sandwiches, and salads. Their luncheon buffet and salad bar is served weekdays from 11 to 1:30, just $8.95. For information on menu, hours, and directions, visit tommy-chicagos.com. You can order online for pickup and delivery or call 651-209-7701.
Well, it's the Mustangs drawing first blood in St. Paul as we welcome you back in. It's Mounds View High School squaring off against Cretin-Derham Hall. 24 yards through the air. The sophomore Cole Stenstrom finds Max Janes on that far side of the field and falling and bobbling into the end zone. Janes came up with it, and the Mustangs lead at 7-0. Now on Cretin-Derham Hall to answer. He'll bring this kick back from the 5-yard line across the 25 and all the way across the 30. A kickoff return of more than 25 yards, and Callahan will come out and go to work with this offense on the 32-yard line. Have not seen the kind of prolonged drives that we saw last week against Totino Grace. So in the first half of last week's game, the Raiders ran 42 plays. Nowhere near that in this first half. The turnover by Callahan, 4 and out as well after the interception by Czech. So trailing 7-0, here comes Callahan, 1st and 10 from the 33. Callahan will hand it off. On the run is Weston Thompson, and he's going to be dragged down at the 31-yard line. That was actually Rajiv Red. Correction. Rajiv Red is brought down by Max Janes. Boy, that number 9 for Mounds View has been flying all over the field defensively as well as on offense. He caught that touchdown pass. Mounds View, the home purple jerseys trimmed in white and yellow lids, and the white trousers. Mounds View all white with green numerals and green helmets, their road jerseys. Cretin-Derham Hall going right to left after the loss of 1 yard. Callahan to the air, not his best pass. Udoybach had it. He's battling for it with the Mounds View defensive back, but he comes up with it at the 39-yard line. That was Relling in there defending, and he nearly pulled that ball away from Udoybach, but it goes down as a 7-yard completion. Callahan to Udoybach. It'll be 3rd down and 4. 3:23 left in this first quarter. If you're just tuning in, we welcome you to St. Paul. About 60 degrees, not a cloud in the sky as the sun sets over the capital city of the land of 10,000 lakes. Great night for football. That perfect fall, cool crispness in the air. Rajiv Red in motion. Callahan on 3rd down, and a flag flies. And if it is a false start, it would be the second one of the first quarter against Cretin-Derham Hall. It is. They're going back 5 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 9. Offensive linemen in front of Callahan. Again, Underwood, Harris, Brody, Garrity, and DeCoster. Both of these teams are 0-1. Trying to get back on the right track. Cretin-Derham Hall next week goes to Woodbury. Mounds View takes on Totino Grace in Fridley. 2:46 left in the first quarter. Big third down here for Callahan, and Brooks Bollinger looks like he wants a timeout, and he'll take it. They want to talk about this third down. Mounds View 7, Cretin-Derham Hall nothing. 2:42 left in the first quarter. You're listening to Raider Football.
Happy to support Cretin-Derham Hall football is the Hitchcock Law Firm in St. Paul. For over 35 years, the attorneys at Hitchcock Law Firm have provided legal services to individuals and business clients. Their practice is focused in the areas of estate planning, probate and trust administration, real estate law, business law, general litigation, and sports law. Their approach focuses on each client's background, needs, and goals. For more details, visit their website, hitchcockfirm.com, or call 651-772-3401. The Hitchcock Law Firm in St. Paul, proud supporters of Raider football here on TJSportsOnline.net.
Well, there's a big play coming up for Cretin-Derham Hall as they come back out onto the field. Brooks Bollinger uses his first time out here in the first half. It's 3rd down and 9. Cretin-Derham Hall has had a tough time moving the chains against this Mounds View defense, and that big Max Janes has been a big pain in the backside of Cretin-Derham Hall. He's caught a touchdown and made a few big tackles as well. Red in motion. Callahan in the shotgun. And could have been a false start to get away with it. Callahan over the middle of the field as his man across the 50-yard line. And it's going to be a Cretin-Derham Hall first down as the Raiders go to the air and find McDonald. Zach McDonald. His first catch of the season is a big one. So McDonald getting into the action. Big guy, 6'3", 175-pound wide receiver and a senior. His first catch from Callahan. He put a strike on him to the Mounds View 49-yard line. 1st and 10, 2:22 left in the first quarter. Underwood gets the ball into the middle of the line, and Underwood spinning his way to the 45-yard line is where they're going to mark it. He did well to get 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6. These two teams played last season. It was on October 19th, and Mounds View came on the road and got a 21-7 win. The game was closer than it looked. Mounds View scored a late touchdown, and I believe Cretin-Derham Hall had a chance to actually tie it at 14 late. It was a good game that saw Mounds View pull away in the late stages. Underwood on the draw, and he dives forward to the 42-yard line, a gain of 3 yards. And it'll be 3rd down and 4 upcoming. 90 seconds left here in the first quarter. If you're joining us tonight on your computers, your iPhones, your tablets, we welcome you to St. Paul, lovely O'Shaughnessy Stadium at the University of St. Thomas, your home for Raider football. New turf. Raiders actually played the first game ever on this new surface last Thursday night against Totino Grace. 3rd down, Callahan under the center. From the 42, and again, this is going to be another false start against Cretin-Derham Hall. Let's see. No, offsides. It was Mounds View that moved first, and that's going to be good enough for a first down. Take them any way you can get them. The first downs have been hard to come by in this first quarter, so offsides, neutral zone infraction against Mounds View. Brings the ball ahead to the 37-yard line with 1:08 left here in the first quarter. Cretin-Derham Hall and the Raiders 23 times to the state tournament, although they haven't been there since 2011. Lots of people in the press writing for both of the papers think maybe this is the year that Brooks Bollinger brings this team back into the state tournament. 1st down and 10 from the 37. Callahan will hand it off and into the middle of that Mounds View defense, and that has been some tough sledding all night long. It was Guerra on the carry, and one of the big guys for Mounds View was back there to jam that thing up immediately. That was Andrew DeWitt. DeWitt, he's one of the big dogs. 6-footer, 285 pounds, the senior, and he blew up the middle of that Cretin-Derham Hall offensive line. Gain of a yard is generous on the carry for Guerra, and it'll be 2nd down and 9. 2 tight ends to the left of Callahan. And now he'll move a wide receiver that way as well, and they'll hand it off on the sweep, and they're going to have some yardage across the 30, across the 25, all the way down to the 20-yard line goes Jalen Newton on the sweep, and he's got a Raider first down. 16 yards for Newton on the final play of the first quarter, with Mounds View leading at Cretin-Derham Hall 7-0. You're listening to Raider football on TJSportsOnline.net. To the second quarter we go after this.
Tommy Chicago's Pizzeria, located in the Mendota Heights Village, just off 110 Mendota Heights, is your premier shop for authentic pizza from the Windy City. Tommy Chicago's is based on their love of the hearty Chicago-style pizza. Mike and Katie's focus has always been on quality, with their pizzas made from scratch, and they use only the freshest and highest quality ingredients and feature a large selection of toppings. In addition to deep dish, Tommy Chicago's have thin crust pizzas, sandwiches, and salads. Their luncheon buffet and salad bar are served weekdays from 11 to 1:30, just $8.95. For information on menu, hours, and directions, visit tommy-chicagos.com. You can order online for pickup and delivery or call 651-209-7701. Tommy Chicago's, just off Highway 110 at 730 Main Street in the Mendota Heights Village. Mike and Katie Magnuson are proud alumni and supporters of Cretin-Derham Hall Athletics.
All right, let's welcome you back in as the Raiders will flip the field at the end of that first quarter, and why not? We didn't have that much fun going south to north. Didn't get a lot of first downs, but they did get a big one right before the end of the first quarter with Jalen Newton going 16 yards. So let's head south to north now, left to right across your screens as you watch along. We welcome you back in. Our engineer tonight, the best in the business and one of the hardest working guys around, Glenn Thompson. I'm Matt Nelson. What's your correction? That's what I meant. North to south. Sometimes it's about what's, what is it? Cretin-Derham, say what you mean. That's a great saying. Yeah, say what you mean what you say. I think I had it right the first way, and then I crossed myself up. And speaking of a little cross-up, the Raiders have to take a timeout here before we get underway in this second quarter. You look around the Metro, lots of great games going on this week in Week 2. And I was looking over some of them, the matchups that caught my eye. Holy Angels is at South St. Paul. Those are two contenders for that 4A state title, so I'm keeping my eye on that one, Holy Angels and South St. Paul. I think a lot of people are going to be watching Lakeville North at Eden Prairie. Both of those teams 1-0. Right now, they're probably considered the top two teams in Class 6A. That's kind of a pick-em toss-up game. Apple Valley at St. Thomas Academy. Park at Matamita, St. Croix Lutheran at Blake as well. Those are kind of the top 5 games, along with Cretin-Derham Hall and Mounds View, that folks are keeping their eyes on. 1st and 10 from the 19. Callahan will drop back in, and he'll hand it off for Zion Guerra, who cuts it back into the middle of the field across the 15, and he's going to make it all the way down to the 11-yard line. Gain of 9 yards for Guerra on first down. It'll be 2nd and short upcoming for Cretin-Derham Hall as they have now moved their way into the Mounds View red zone. They'll call it 2nd down and 2 from the 11, but it's a short 2. Guerra stays in the backfield. Raiders have finally gotten this thing going on the ground. Newton and Guerra. And Guerra will get it again on 2nd and 2. He's going to be met in the backfield and might have gotten it to the 10. May have picked up a half yard, but jumping in there for Mounds View defensively was Jake Rezustek. So it'll be 3rd down and short. They will say no gain. Guerra to the sideline. New tailback in for the Raiders is Underwood. Udoybach splits out wide left. Newton at the bottom of your screen. And the tailback is Underwood. 3rd down and 2 from the 11. They'll hand it off. Underwood across the 10, and he's got enough for the first down. He'll actually bring it inside of the 5-yard line down to the 4 before he's tackled. Underwood picks up 7 yards and a first down. 1st and goal inside of the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 4. I'd imagine the Raiders will keep this thing on the ground. They've been pounding Mounds View, and they've been able to get on the edge of that defense. Up the middle's been tough sledding, but couple of times on this drive they've been able to work it outside. That's where they try to get it this time, and it's going to be a loss of yards. Oh, Underwood was brought down in the backfield as that Mounds View linebacker when shooting in there and made that tackle. Loss of 6 yards. Michael Fahim on the tackle. Good-looking, good-sized linebacker. Again, my eyes don't deceive me from up here above that 50-yard line. He's 6'5", 231. That's a big dog. And he went into that backfield and blew up Underwood. So a loss of 6 yards brings Cretin-Derham Hall all the way back to there, just outside of the Mounds View 10-yard line, and they'll work Callahan out of that shotgun on second down. Callahan looks downfield. He's well protected. Throw to the end zone is incomplete. Callahan goes to the end zone. And the pass, he was looking again for Zach McDonald. Maybe he's emerging as one of Callahan's favorite targets. That one, though, was incomplete in the back of the end zone. It'll be 3rd and 10 from the 10-yard line. 3rd and goal, we'll call it, from the 10. Big play in this game as the Raiders had 1st and goal from the 4. Weren't able to capitalize on an interception in the first quarter. Gotta find a way to get this ball in the end zone or at least get some points out of this drive. Udoibach at the top of your screens. We'll see if Callahan looks that way. That's where he found the touchdown last week. Instead, he'll hand it off for Underwood, and Underwood stumbles and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing further than that. It'll be 4th and goal from the 10. And we'll see what Brooks Mollinger wants to do here. And this, about the same part of the field last week late against Totino Gracie. Went for it. It looks like, though, he's going to send out Ratchakab out for the field goal. For Ratchakab, this will be a 32-yarder. No, let's see now. The 26-yarder. Be a 26-yarder from the right hash. Ratchakab gets the kick up. And he drilled it. It's good. Raiders are on the board. It's 7-3. 26-yarder Ratchakab has Cretin-Derham Hall within 4. It's the second quarter from St. Paul, and you're listening to Raider football.
Tommy Chicago's Pizzeria, located in the Mendota Heights Village, just off 110 Mendota Heights, is your premier shop for authentic pizza from the Windy City. Tommy Chicago's is based on their love of the hearty Chicago-style pizza. Mike and Katie's focus has always been on quality, with their pizzas made from scratch, and they use only the freshest and highest quality ingredients and feature a large selection of toppings. In addition to deep dish, Tommy Chicago's have thin crust pizzas, sandwiches, and salads. Their luncheon buffet and salad bar are served weekdays from 11 to 1:30, just $8.95. For information on menu, hours, and directions, visit tommy-chicagos.com. You can order online for pickup and delivery or call 651-209-7701. Tommy Chicago's, just off Highway 110 at 730 Main Street in the Mendota Heights Village. Mike and Katie Magnuson are proud alumni and supporters of Cretin-Derham Hall Athletics.
Cretin-Derham Hall on the board as we welcome you back into St. Paul. A second quarter field goal, 26 yards out by Ratchakab as the Raiders within 4, and it's an onside kick. Oh, the Raiders go to the onside kick, a little trickery, but Mounds View is right there to pounce on it and recover. Cretin-Derham Hall tried to catch Mounds View napping, but Nate Niemela got on it, and it's going to be good field position for Mounds View on their own 48-yard line. Niemela was ready for it, the special teamer, as Ratchakab just made that field goal. Tried the onside kick. Mounds View stood at the ready. Cole Stenstrom, 1 touchdown pass and 1 interception so far tonight. 1st and 10 from his own 48-yard line. And he'll hand it off, and this one's going to be no gain as the purple and yellow are right there waiting for Alex Relling on the carry. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Relling, 10 carries for 35 yards last week. He also had a touchdown. I think Brooks Mollinger thought my offense really looked like they had something going before the 1st and goal play. I'm going to try a little, see if I can catch Mounds View napping, see if I can get the ball right back into their hands, because they really looked like they were heating up towards the end of that drive. This is going to be a big loss. Number 33, Matthew Cunningham was in there. And boy, he rounded up Nick Thiessen on his carry. He lost 2 yards, and it'll be 3rd down and 13. Boy, that Matt Cunningham is a really good one. Seems to fly all over the field, make big plays in the backfield. Him and Charlie Dennis, both formidable last week. Dennis 4 tackles for a loss. 3rd down and 13. Stenstrom, James has been his preferred target in these downs, and he'll put it up far side of the field, and this one's going to be picked off. Williams at the 30-yard line. 2nd interception of the night for the Raiders, and James Williams has the interception. Cretin-Derham Hall will take over on their own 27-yard line. 2nd time tonight that Stenstrom has been intercepted. So now Williams in check with interception. 7:37 left. So the Raiders didn't get the ball on the onside kick. They had to wait a couple plays. They got it on interception. Neither team has been too judicious taking care of the football in this first half. And we'll see if Cretin-Derham Hall can get on another scoring drive here, trailing by 4. 7:37 left. Callahan under center with his 2 best receivers to his right. Newton and Udoybach, offset I formation. 1st and 10. Here we go. Callahan will hand it off for Underwood. He's going to run a counter. He's across the 30-yard line. Stiff arm one man. Made a spin move and fell out of bounds at the 35-yard line. A gain of 7 yards on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and 3 after the nice-looking run by Underwood. 118 yards last week for Underwood, and he looks good again tonight. 2nd down and 3. We've seen Cretin-Derham Hall has been able to find their running game going outside, running counters, running draws, not necessarily just pounding it up the middle like they did last week. Now here's Underwood. He does find some space up the middle, and he falls ahead all the way to the 47-yard line. 12 yards and a Raider 1st down. As Underwood, for the 2nd time in as many plays, moves the chains.
12-yard gain, that's enough for a Raiders. 1st and 10 for CDH at their own 47.
Already the Raiders have moved the chains twice after the interception by Williams. 1st and 10 from their own 47. Look at Callahan. He's going to the air. Down the field looking for Udoybach, and the pass is incomplete. Looked like Udoybach had beaten his man, but Callahan's pass just a touch behind Peter, and it's incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Beautiful, clear night sky. Perfect for hoodies and fleece blankets out here at O'Shaughnessy, as those warm nights by the bonfire have given way to the cool, crisp evenings of the fall in the Twin Cities. 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass. Callahan, play action. Now he will hand it off for Newton. He goes to the far side of the field. Has a lot of room across the 45, across the 40. And there he goes down the sideline with nothing but air in front of him. Newton into the end zone. Perfect execution and a 53-yard touchdown scamper for Jalen Newton.
Number 20, Louis Rothschild brought the kick. Number 7, Henry Braxton, Will Hold.
Newton can fly as he went down the sideline. And the Raiders lead at 9-7. As they'll line up, and now they'll bring the linemen in for the extra point. 6:50 left, and a jolt from Jalen Newton has the Raiders on top. Extra point is up and good. 10-7 lead for the Raiders. You're listening to Raider Football on TJSportsOnline.net.
Whether you're buying, selling, or simply exploring the possibilities of home ownership, you'll want to work with a professional. That's Ray Hitchcock with Edina Realty in St. Paul. He can provide the most reliable market information and expert advice. Now more than ever, you need to work with a qualified realtor. That's Ray Hitchcock, who is skilled at networking, pricing, and negotiation. Call 612-616-7569 or email Ray Hitchcock at edinarealty.com or visit his website. In real estate, go with a champion. Ray Hitchcock of Edina Realty in St. Paul, another proud supporter of Raider football on tjsportsonline.net. Happy to support Cretin-Derham Hall football is the Hitchcock Law Firm in St. Paul. For over 35 years, the attorneys at Hitchcock Law Firm have provided legal services to individuals and business clients. Their practice is focused in the areas of estate planning, probate and trust administration, real estate law, business law, general litigation, and sports law. Their approach focuses on each client's background, needs, and goals. For more details, visit their website, hitchcockfirm.com, or call 651-772-3401. The Hitchcock Law Firm in St. Paul, proud supporters of Raider football here on tjsportsonline.net.
10 unanswered second quarter points as the Raiders on top of the Mustangs 10-7. Welcome you back to St. Paul with the Raiders have the ball on the tee. Ratchakov tees it up, and this will be a short kick angling towards the sideline, and it's set on a dime. The ball's free, and Moundsview dove on it at the last second at the 22-yard line, but not before Weston Thompson came in there and nearly decapitated that special teamer. He was running full steam ahead for that loose football. Moundsview got it just in the nick of time. So we're seeing right now something to take note of. Cretin-Derham Hall not exactly just lining up and hitting it as far as they can and letting their special teamers go down there and make a tackle. We've seen an onside kick and a strategic kind of pooch kick towards the sideline. Keep your eyes on that as this game goes along. 1st and 10 now for Moundsview from the 23. Stenstrom, the quarterback. He'll hand it off. Trevor Redmond. And Redmond's going to be brought down for a loss of 2 yards. I think it was Cunningham in on the tackle. It was. He lost his helmet, so they'll have to be substituted for one play. Luke Brower will come in and spell Cunningham after that tackle for a loss. Doesn't it feel right now like momentum has squarely found itself on the home sideline? A long touchdown pass early for Stenstrom. Since then, 10 unanswered points and 2 good drives as well for Cretin-Derham Hall. 2nd and 11 from the 22 of Moundsview. Play action pass, Stenstrom on the run. He shakes one man, he shakes another, but he's going to be brought down at the 15-yard line, a loss of 7 yards. Brower was in there on the tackle, along with a host of Raiders. Sean Brody Jr. was in there as well. Loss of 7. It'll be 3rd and a mile, 3rd and 18 for Moundsview. This is where playing defense gets fun. You can pin your ears back and go after a sophomore quarterback. Stenstrom is the man with the bullseye right now. He's the marked man on 3rd and 18 from his own 15-yard line. And they'll run a draw play, and this is going to go for a loss. Nothing there for Alex Relling. He's pushed all the way back to his 9-yard line. That's a loss of 6 yards. And Moundsview is going to be forced to punt from their end zone. 5:21 left in the second quarter. Zion Guerra and the punt return team out for Brooks Bollinger. Trevor Redmond is a good punter. He averaged 40 per punt last week against St. Michael Albertville. 4th and 24. Redmond got it off, but it's not a good one. It's a wobbler, a duck, and this is going to land inside of the 30 and roll all the way back inside of the 25-yard line. They'll mark it at the 24. That's a net of 15 yards on that punt. And the Raiders will have great field position here in the second quarter, leading 10-7, 4:43 left. Redmond averaged 40 a punt last week. A 15-yarder will drag the old average down. And with 4:43 left, the Raiders will have to go 24 yards to put more distance between themselves and the Mustangs. Callahan back on the field. With 24 yards to go, we'll hand it off for Guerra. He goes off the left side. Made a man miss at the 20-yard line before he stumbles and falls ahead to the 16-yard line. A gain of 8 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 2 after the nice-looking run by Zion Guerra. Anthony Check, Underwood, and Guerra all with first-half carries for head coach Brooks Bollinger. And the clock winds towards 4 minutes left in this first half. Hope you're enjoying your Friday night, that you had a great week and some fun plans as well for the weekend ahead. 2nd down and 2. Callahan drops back, well protected out of the pocket, and he finds Udoybach. Oh, but he dropped it. Looked like a good pass by Callahan, but Udoybach couldn't reel it in at the 5-yard line. I think he had his eyes set on breaking a tackle and taking that ball into the end zone for a touchdown. But instead it's an incomplete pass, and it'll be 3rd down and 2. Udoybach thought he had his 2nd touchdown of the season, but instead incomplete pass. Good, robust student section down there at the 20-yard line cheering their Raiders on. 3rd and 2. Callahan, hands off. It's Guerra. He goes across the 15, and he's got the 1st down all the way down to the 13-yard line. He needed 2. He got 3, and it's a Raider 1st down. Starting to see now the Raider offense wearing down that interior defensive line for Mounds View. It's been a little bit more real estate to run into the middle of that line than they were finding earlier on in the night. It was tough sledding. 3:48 left in this 2nd quarter. Callahan an offset eye behind him. 1st and 10 from the 13. Raiders can get a 1st down without a touchdown. Callahan rolls out to his right, off play action, throws short, has Guerra inside the 10-yard line. He goes to the 8, a gain of 5 yards on 1st down. Callahan to Guerra, and it'll be 2nd down and 5 with 3:33 to go in the 2nd quarter. This is 3 straight nice-looking drives for Cretin-Derham Hall, although this one on a short field. Guerra stays in at tailback. 2nd and 4, they'll call it. That Mustang student section wants a defensive stop, but their backs are up against the wall. Callahan will hand it off to Guerra. He's got space at the 5-yard line. Made one cut and marched it on into the end zone. Touchdown Raiders. Zion Guerra from 7 yards out, and it's 16-7. Boy, that was a nifty cut. Guerra was heading for the sidelines, put his foot in the ground, and took it in the end zone. And the Raiders lead by 2 scores. This has been a good 2nd quarter if you're a Raider fan. They trailed 7-0 at the end of the 1st quarter. Right now, lead at 16-7. This kick, though, makes it 17-7. Good night for Ratchakov. A field goal and 2 extra points in the 1st half. It's 17-7 Raiders. You're listening to Cretin-Derham Hall football on TJSportsOnline.net.
Tommy Chicago's Pizzeria, located in the Mendota Heights Village just off 110 in Mendota Heights, is your premier shop for authentic pizza from the Windy City. Tommy Chicago's is based on their love of the hearty Chicago-style pizza. Mike and Katie's focus has always been on quality, with their pizzas made from scratch, and they use only the freshest and highest quality ingredients and feature a large selection of toppings. In addition to deep dish, Tommy Chicago's have thin crust pizzas, sandwiches, and salads. Their luncheon buffet and salad bar are served weekdays from 11 to 1:30, just $8.95. For information on menu, hours, and directions, visit tommy-chicagos.com. You can order online for pickup and delivery or call 651-209-7701. Tommy.
Back to St. Paul, where the Raiders are cruising in the 2nd quarter. 17-7 lead for the Raiders over the Mounds View High School Mustangs. And a big drive upcoming for the Mounds View offense, but also for this Cretin-Derham Hall defense. Low lining kick that got touched at the 35, bounced up at the 25-yard line, and it's going to be returned to about the 32-yard line. 7-yard return. And Cole Stenstrom will go to work at the 32-yard line. And he's faced with Czech, Williams, Cunningham, Dennis, and company licking their chops defensively. The scoring so far, Stenstrom to Max Janes, 24-yard touchdown pass in the first quarter. Since then in the second, Ratchakab, a 26-yard field goal. Newton, 53-yard touchdown run, and Zion Guerra just took one in from 7 yards out a moment ago. First down carry goes to the 39-yard line, a gain of 6 yards for the Mustangs. It'll be second down and 4. Just outside of 3 minutes left in this first half. Cole Stenstrom, a touchdown pass. He's also thrown 2 interceptions to the Raiders. Mounds View came to St. Paul last year and got a 21-7 victory. If they're going to repeat that effort, they're going to have to do it in comeback fashion. What a hit in the backfield. Charlie Dennis. They're going to say the ball carrier, Relling, was down at the 40-yard line, a gain of a yard. Cretin-Derham Hall wanted the fumble, but Dennis, another tackle for loss. 6-footer, 208 pounds, but he hits like a much bigger guy, Dennis. So third down and 3 for Mounds View. They desperately need to move these chains there. I think Brooks wants a timeout. And he didn't get it in time. Stenstrom rolls out to his right, looks downfield, and finds his favorite target, Janes, and he ran right by the Cretin-Derham Hall defense. Janes down the sidelines. He runs well for a big guy, and they're going to say he was down inside of the 1-yard line. Max Janes goes 60 yards right past the Raider defense, and he's the whole show for Mounds View. He goes 60 yards from Stenstrom. It'll be first and goal from the 1-yard line. Defensive lapse for Cretin-Derham Hall. It looked like he had to run by 2 guys. He did it, and it'll be first and goal for Mounds View. Those Mustangs are always feisty. And inside of 2 minutes left in the first half, Stenstrom inside of the 1-yard line. 2 running backs behind him. He moves Redmond to his right. He'll hand off, but the Raiders defense is going to hold up on first down. No gain on the play. Looked like Cunningham was the first in there on the tackle. No gain for Mounds View. They're happy to let this clock run right now, not leave Cretin-Derham Hall too much time on the other side of whatever it is that occurs at the end of this drive. Raiders fans are hoping for a goal line stand. That's Relling in the backfield behind the quarterback Stenstrom. He'll take the snap. He'll hand off for Relling, and he's going to be pounded in the backfield. Cunningham and company pushed him back to the 2-yard line. Loss of yards, and it'll be third and goal. Raider defense playing inspired football. Now let's see, does Aaron Moberg have the courage to unleash his sophomore quarterback here on a play-action pass, roll him out, something like that, or does he stick with the ground game on third and goal from the 2? This is a big moment in this game. 48 seconds left in the second quarter. Totino Grace gave up a late touchdown in the first half last week to Cretin-Derham Hall. The Raiders trying to not repeat that same mistake here after the 60-yard pass to Janes. So Janes closing in on 100 yards receiving in this game. 30 seconds left. And it looks like Mounds View is going to take a timeout. Let's do the same. It'll be third and goal when we come back here watching Raider football.
Happy to support Cretin-Derham Hall football is the Hitchcock Law Firm in St. Paul. For over 35 years, the attorneys at Hitchcock Law Firm have provided legal services to individuals and business clients. Their practice is focused in the areas of estate planning, probate and trust administration, real estate law, business law, general litigation, and sports law. Their approach focuses on each client's background, needs, and goals. For more details, visit their website, hitchcockfirm.com, or call 651-772-3401. The Hitchcock Law Firm in St. Paul, proud supporters of Raider football here on TJSportsOnline.net.
Well, this one goes in the book of things we'll never know for certain. We're talking up here during that commercial break. It looked like before the 60-yard pass to Janes, like Coach Bollinger was asking for a timeout that he didn't get. We don't know what he was saying. He ran down and said something to the linesman, but the lines judge, but we'll never know. again, put that one in the book of things we'll never know for sure. 3rd down and goal from the 2 out of the Mounds View timeout. We've got 28 seconds left in the second quarter. Cretin-Derham Hall is leading 17-7. They've scored 17 unanswered points, but Mounds View trying to put a dent in that here as their offense sprints out onto the field. The running back is Relling behind Stenstrom. And they'll hand it off for Relling. He takes it outside off of the right tackle and runs it into the end zone for a touchdown. Mustang touchdown in what has been a busy second quarter. Relling goes in from 2 yards out. It's 17-13. Lots of scoring in this second quarter. 24 points if this is good combined in this second quarter. Trevor Redmond does the kicking. He was 3 of 3 on extra points last week against St. Michael Albertville. Redmond hit it square and put it right through the uprights. We've got a ball game. It's 17-14 from St. Paul. Raiders will have 24 seconds to work with when we come back.
Whether you're buying, selling, or simply exploring the possibilities of home ownership, you'll want to work with a professional. That's Ray Hitchcock with Edina Realty in St. Paul. He can provide the most reliable market information and expert advice. Now more than ever, you need to work with a qualified realtor. That's Ray Hitchcock, who is skilled at networking, pricing, and negotiation. Call 612-616-7569 or email Ray Hitchcock at edinarealty.com or visit his website. In real estate, go with a champion. Ray Hitchcock of Edina Realty in St. Paul, another proud supporter of Raider football on TJSportsOnline.net.
Hello, I'm Tom Wishin for TJ Broadcast Services. For live events from the University of Minnesota, Augsburg College, St. Catherine University, Cretin-Derham Hall, Hillmurray and Stillwater, look up TJ Broadcast Services at TJSportsOnline.net. You can also find us on Twitter at TJ Sports Online. On Facebook, go to TJ Broadcast Services. From the East Metro to the MIAC to the Big Ten, the best live coverage on the net is TJSportsOnline.net.
And it's your home for Raider football as well. And that last touchdown that we just bring you out of the break, Alex Relling goes in from 2 yards out to cut into the 10-point Cretin-Derham Hall lead. Alex Relling's 2-yard touchdown made it a ball game after the 60-yard pass from the sophomore quarterback Stenstrom to Max Janes. 24 seconds left in the first half. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Tommy Chicago's. Thank you for your support of Raider football. Short squib kick that goes straight up in the air, and it'll be returned from the 25-yard line. Mooney to the 30-yard line. And Cretin-Derham Hall will have 19 seconds to decide just how aggressive they want to be here at the end of the first half. Totino Grace gave us a lesson last week in what can go wrong when you get a little too aggressive at the end of the first half. But Cretin-Derham Hall's been able to move the football as well, so I'm sure the temptation will at least be there to try to run a play or two, see if you can't get somebody like Newton with some space and see if they can't make some magic for you. But it looks like they're going to go ahead and take a knee and take a 3-point lead into the half. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Callahan takes a knee, and Ratchakob's right leg is going to be the difference in the score through 24 minutes of football. Cretin-Derham Hall 17, Mounds View High School 14. Here in St. Paul, these two teams played a close one last year, and it looks like we're going to follow that exact same script as the teams will run into their respective locker rooms here in St. Paul. The scoring so far, 24-yard pass Stenstrom to Max Janes got the scoring open, made it 7-0 Mounds View. Ratchakob, 26-yard field goal, made it a 7-3 Mounds View lead as the Raiders cut into that 7-point lead. Newton goes 53 yards on the ground, and the Raiders took a 10-7 lead. Zion Guerra backed that up with a 7-yard touchdown run and it was 17-7 Cretin-Derham Hall on top of Mounds View. But in the closing moments of the first half, Alex Relling scores from 2 yards out. That was after a Max Janes 60-yard completion. That's on bring the ball inside of the 1-yard line. So we indeed, as we thought we would, will have a game. 17-14 your score. Looks like the dance team is here. We'll carry that for you at halftime. We'll step aside. You're listening to Cretin-Derham Hall Raider football on TJSportsOnline.net tonight with our engineer Glenn Thompson and yours truly, Matt Nelson, the voice of Raider football, high above the 3-yard line here at O'Shaughnessy.
Tommy Chicago's Pizzeria, located in the Mendota Heights Village just off 110 in Mendota Heights, is your premier shop for authentic pizza from the Windy City. Tommy Chicago's is based on their love of the hearty Chicago-style pizza. Mike and Katie's focus has always been on quality, with their pizzas made from scratch, and they use only the freshest and highest quality ingredients and feature a large selection of toppings. In addition to deep dish, Tommy Chicago's have thin crust pizzas, sandwiches, and salads. Their luncheon buffet and salad bar are served weekdays from 11 to 1:30, just $8.95. For information on menu, hours, and directions, visit tommy-chicagos.com. You can order online for pickup and delivery or call 651-209-7701.
Welcome back to O'Shaughnessy, your halftime show brought to you by Tommy Chicago's Pizza and the Cretin-Derham Hall Spirit Squad and Dance Team. Let's go down to field level.
Tommy Chicago's Pizzeria, located in the Mendota Heights Village just off 110 in Mendota Heights, is your premier shop for authentic pizza from the Windy City. Tommy Chicago's is based on their love of the hearty Chicago-style pizza. Mike and Katie's focus has always been on quality, with their pizzas made from scratch, and they use only the freshest and highest quality ingredients and feature a large selection of toppings. In addition to deep dish, Tommy Chicago's have thin crust pizzas, sandwiches, and salads. Their luncheon buffet and salad bar are served weekdays from 11 to 1:30, just $8.95. For information on menu, hours, and directions, visit tommy-chicagos.com. You can order online for pickup and delivery or call 651-209-7701. Tommy Chicago's, just off Highway 110 at 730 Main Street in the Mendota Heights Village. Mike and Katie Magnuson are proud alumni and supporters of Cretin-Derham Hall Athletics.
Whether you're buying, selling, or simply exploring the possibilities of home ownership, you'll want to work with a professional. That's Ray Hitchcock with Edina Realty in St. Paul. He can provide the most reliable market information and expert advice. Now more than ever, you need to work with a qualified realtor. That's Ray Hitchcock, who is skilled at networking, pricing, and negotiation. Call 612-616-7569 or email rayhitchcock@edinarealty.com or visit his website. In real estate, go with a champion. Ray Hitchcock of Edina Realty in St. Paul, another proud supporter of Raider football on tjsportsonline.net. Happy to support Cretin-Derham Hall football is the Hitchcock Law Firm in St. Paul. For over 35 years, the attorneys at Hitchcock Law Firm have provided legal services to individuals and business clients. Their practice is focused in the areas of estate planning, probate and trust administration, real estate law, business law, general litigation, and sports law. Their approach focuses on each client's background, needs, and goals. For more details, visit their website, hitchcockfirm.com, or call 651-772-3401. The Hitchcock Law Firm in St. Paul, proud supporters of Raider football here on tjsportsonline.net.
Okay, here are 5 important reasons why your son or daughter should play a high school sport.
Number 1.
High school sports teach valuable life lessons like self-discipline, sportsmanship, and time management skills.
2.
Teens who play a high school sport have better grade point averages and fewer disciplinary problems.
Number 3.
High school sports help fight teen obesity and substance abuse.
Here's number 4.
High school sports provide wholesome, constructive after-school activity, perfect for today's families.
And number 5.
And high school sports are safer than ever before. Injury surveillance and research, better equipment, and the continuing education programs for coaches provided by state and national athletic associations have made high school sports safer than ever before.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Okay, here are 3 important reasons why your son or daughter should play a sport in high school.
Number 1.
High school sports teach valuable life lessons like self-discipline and time management skills.
2.
Teens who play a high school sport have better grade point averages.
And number 3.
High school sports are safer than ever before.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Hello, I'm Tom Wishon for TJ Broadcast Services. For live events from the University of Minnesota, Augsburg College, St. Catherine University, Cretin-Derham Hall, Hillmurray and Stillwater, look up TJ Broadcast Services at tjsportsonline.net. You can also follow us on Twitter at tjsportsonline. On Facebook, go to TJ Broadcast Services. From the East Metro to the MIAC to the Big Ten, the best live coverage on the net is tjsportsonline.net.
Want to know what I like best about high school sports? I love watching my son run on the field. I love the fact that since he's been playing high school sports, he's making better decisions. And I love knowing that with the proper equipment, education, conditioning, and coaching, high school sports here in Minnesota are safer than ever before. And that's something I really love.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Today, there's something happening in Minnesota. Something groundbreaking. Something iconic. Something historic. And something rejuvenating. Something loud. And something like a whisper. There's always something happening, only in Minnesota. Visit exploreminnesota.com.
I loved playing high school sports. I loved the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, all the pageantry, and I wanted to keep playing. But I graduated. No colleges called, and neither did the pros. So, to stay close to the game I loved, I decided to become a high school official. You know, a referee. When I played high school sports, I learned the importance of integrity, good sportsmanship, and respect for the rules. Now as a high school official, I get to help model these same values to others. Maybe the colleges and the pros didn't call, but the kids in Minnesota did. And now, I'm enjoying the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, and all the pageantry of high school sports all over again.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Want to know what I like best about high school sports? I love watching my son run on the field. I love seeing him smile when he high-fives his teammates. I love seeing his eyes light up when his team scores a goal. I love the fact that since he's been playing high school sports, he's making better decisions. And I love knowing that high school sports have never been safer. Why? Because coaches have more information than they've ever had. Training techniques are more sophisticated, and equipment has never been more advanced. Playing high school sports isn't just safe. It's still the best way to give your teenager a healthy head start in life. And that's something I really love.
This message about the value of high school sports is presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Tommy Chicago's Pizzeria, located in the Mendota Heights Village just off 110 in Mendota Heights, is your premier shop for authentic pizza from the Windy City. Tommy Chicago's is based on their love of the hearty Chicago-style pizza. Mike and Katie's focus has always been on quality, with their pizzas made from scratch, and they use only the freshest and highest quality ingredients and feature a large selection of toppings. In addition to deep dish, Tommy Chicago's have thin crust pizzas, sandwiches, and salads. Their luncheon buffet and salad bar are served weekdays from 11 to 1:30, just $8.95. For information on menu, hours, and directions, visit tommy-chicagos.com. You can order online for pickup and delivery or call 651-209-7701. Tommy Chicago's, just off Highway 110 at 730 Main Street in the Mendota Heights Village. Mike and Katie Magnuson are proud alumni and supporters of Cretin-Derham Hall Athletics.
Whether you're buying, selling, or simply exploring the possibilities of home ownership, you'll want to work with a professional. That's Ray Hitchcock with Edina Realty in St. Paul. He can provide the most reliable market information and expert advice. Now more than ever, you need to work with a qualified realtor. That's Ray Hitchcock, who is skilled at networking, pricing, and negotiation. Call 612-616-7569 or email Ray Hitchcock at edinarealty.com or visit his website. In real estate, go with a champion. Ray Hitchcock of Edina Realty in St. Paul, another proud supporter of Raider football on tjsportsonline.net. Happy to support Cretin-Derham Hall football is the Hitchcock Law Firm in St. Paul. For over 35 years, the attorneys at Hitchcock Law Firm have provided legal services to individuals and business clients. Their practice is focused in the areas of estate planning, probate and trust administration, real estate law, business law, general litigation, and sports law. Their approach focuses on each client's background, needs, and goals. For more details, visit their website, hitchcockfirm.com, or call 651-772-3401. The Hitchcock Law Firm in St. Paul, proud supporters of Raider football here on tjsportsonline.net.
Okay, here are 5 important reasons why your son or daughter should play a high school sport.
Number 1.
High school sports teach valuable life lessons like self-discipline, sportsmanship, and time management skills.
2.
Teens who play a high school sport have better grade point averages and fewer disciplinary problems.
Number 3.
High school sports help fight teen obesity and substance abuse.
Here's number 4.
High school sports provide wholesome, constructive after-school activity, perfect for today's families.
And number 5.
And high school sports are safer than ever before. Injury surveillance and research, better equipment, and the continuing education programs for coaches provided by state and national athletic associations have made high school sports safer than ever before.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Okay, here are 3 important reasons why your son or daughter should play a sport in high school.
Number 1.
High school sports teach valuable life lessons like self-discipline and time management skills.
2.
Teens who play a high school sport have better grade point averages.
And number 3.
High school sports are safer than ever before.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Hello, I'm Tom Winston for TJ Broadcast Services. For live events from the University of Minnesota, Augsburg College, St. Catherine University, Cretin-Derham Hall, Hillmurray and Stillwater, look up TJ Broadcast Services at tjsportsonline.net. You can also follow us on Twitter at TJ Sports Online. On Facebook, go to TJ Broadcast Services. From the East Metro to the MIAC to the Big Ten, the best live coverage on the net is tjsportsonline.net.
Want to know what I like best about high school sports? I love watching my son run on the field. I love the fact that since he's been playing high school sports, he's making better decisions. And I love knowing that with the proper equipment, education, conditioning, and coaching, high school sports here in Minnesota are safer than ever before. That's something I really love.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Today, there's something happening in Minnesota. Something groundbreaking. Something iconic. Something historic. And something rejuvenating. Something loud. And something like a whisper. There's always something happening, only in Minnesota. Visit ExploreMinnesota.com.
I loved playing high school sports. I loved the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, all the pageantry, and I wanted to keep playing. But I graduated. No colleges called, and neither did the pros. So, to stay close to the game I loved, I decided to become a high school official. You know, a referee. When I played high school sports, I learned the importance of integrity, good sportsmanship, and respect for the rules. Now as a high school official, I get to help model these same values to others. Maybe the colleges and the pros didn't call, but the kids in Minnesota did. And now, I'm enjoying the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, and all the pageantry of high school sports all over again.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Want to know what I like best about high school sports? I love watching my son run on the field. I love seeing him smile when he high-fives his teammates. I love seeing his eyes light up when his team scores a goal. I love the fact that since he's been playing high school sports, he's making better decisions. And I love knowing that high school sports have never been safer. Why? Because coaches have more information than they've ever had. Training techniques are more sophisticated, and equipment has never been more advanced. Playing high school sports isn't just safe. It's still the best way to give your teenager a healthy head start in life. And that's something I really love.
This message about the value of high school sports is presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
You're listening.
Tommy Chicago's Pizzeria, located in the Mendota Heights Village just off 110 in Mendota Heights, is your premier shop for authentic pizza from the Windy City. Tommy Chicago's is based on their love of the hearty Chicago-style pizza. Mike and Katie's focus has always been on quality, with their pizzas made from scratch, and they use only the freshest and highest quality ingredients and feature a large selection of toppings. In addition to deep dish, Tommy Chicago's have thin crust pizzas, sandwiches, and salads. Their luncheon buffet and salad bar are served weekdays from 11 to 1:30, just $8.95. For information on menu, hours, and directions, visit tommy-chicagos.com. You can order online for pickup and delivery or call 651-209-7701. Tommy Chicago's, just off Highway 110 at 730 Main Street in the Mendota Heights Village. Mike and Katie Magnuson are proud alumni and supporters of Cretin-Derham Hall Athletics.
Whether you're buying, selling, or simply exploring the possibilities of home ownership, you'll want to work with a professional. That's Ray Hitchcock with Edina Realty in St. Paul. He can provide the most reliable market information and expert advice. Now more than ever, you need to work with a qualified realtor. That's Ray Hitchcock, who is skilled at networking, pricing, and negotiation. Call 612-616-7569 or email Ray Hitchcock at edinarealty.com or visit his website. In real estate, go with a champion. Ray Hitchcock of Edina Realty in St. Paul, another proud supporter of Raider football on tjsportsonline.net. Happy to support Cretin-Derham Hall football is the Hitchcock Law Firm in St. Paul. For over 35 years, the attorneys at Hitchcock Law Firm have provided legal services to individuals and business clients. Their practice is focused in the areas of estate planning, probate and trust administration, real estate law, business law, general litigation, and sports law. Their approach focuses on each client's background, needs, and goals. For more details, visit their website, hitchcockfirm.com, or call 651-772-3401. The Hitchcock Law Firm in St. Paul, proud supporters of Raider football here on tjsportsonline.net.
Okay, here are 5 important reasons why your son or daughter should play a high school sport.
Number 1.
High school sports teach valuable life lessons like self-discipline, sportsmanship, and time management skills.
2.
Teens who play a high school sport have better grade point averages and fewer disciplinary problems.
Number 3.
High school sports help fight teen obesity and substance abuse.
Here's number 4.
High school sports provide wholesome, constructive after-school activity, perfect for today's families.
And number 5.
And high school sports are safer than ever before. Injury surveillance and research, better equipment, and the continuing education programs for coaches provided by state and national athletic associations have made high school sports safer than ever before.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Okay, here are 3 important reasons why your son or daughter should play a sport in high school.
Number 1.
High school sports teach valuable life lessons like self-discipline and time management skills.
2.
Teens who play a high school sport have better grade point averages.
And number 3.
High school sports are safer than ever before.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Hello.
All right, enough of this lollygagging stuff, Glenn. It's time for us to get back to work here on tjsportsonline.net. The half is behind us. We don't ever lollygag. No, that's right. We're always working, except for when, of course, we're not. It's almost the weekend. We hope you enjoyed your week. And, boy, it was an enjoyable first half of football as we welcome you back to O'Shaughnessy Stadium. Matt Nelson alongside of engineer Glenn Thompson. Right now, Cretin-Derham Hall leading Moundsview and the Mustangs 17-14. Let's run down the first half for you again. Moundsview will receive this opening kick to start the third quarter. Moundsview got the scoring started in the first quarter. It was Stenstrom, 24 yards through the air to Max Janes, the big guy, for a 24-yard touchdown pass. The Cretin-Derham Hall Raiders answered with a Ratchakab 26-yard field goal, and a Jalen Newton 53-yard touchdown run made it 10-7 before Zion Guerra from 7 yards out pushed the Cretin-Derham Hall lead to 10. It was 17-7 before late, inside of a minute left in that second quarter, Alex Relling took in a 2-yard touchdown, and that took us into halftime 17-14 after a Cretin-Derham Hall kneel down. And that's where we sit right now, 17-14. This sophomore quarterback, Stenstrom, he has thrown a couple of interceptions, but he's made a few big throws to number 9 in that white and green jersey, and he's really carried the load for the Mustangs offensively and defensively. The ball is on the tee, it's in the air, and it's time for the second half as Relling picks it up at the 12-yard line, works it off to the left side of the field, cuts across the 15-yard line, and goes ahead to the 17-yard line. We'll call that a return of 5 yards. That was actually Jonah Sparks on the return. We haven't called much of Sparks. Last week he had 82 yards on 4 carries. We did not see him carry the football in that first half. Also, week 1 we saw Misra, the quarterback for the Mustangs. He gives way to Stenstrom, the sophomore quarterback, here in week 2. And Stenstrom stays in at quarterback. It's first down and 10 from the Mounds View 17-yard line. Stenstrom will hand off that time to the fullback to the 18-yard line, maybe a gain of a yard. That's what they're going to give him, a gain of 1 yard on the play for Mounds View. Second down and 9 now from the 18-yard line. Opening moments, second half from St. Paul. We welcome you again. Busy weekend for football. The Vikings don't play until Monday night. That'll be in Minneapolis at US Bank Stadium. They'll host the New Orleans Saints. Adrian Peterson will be back in town. The Gophers, that'll be tomorrow night at 9 o'clock against Oregon State. To the air goes Mounds View, and the pass is incomplete, but a flag comes in. Williams defended the pass, and I think he's going to be called for pass interference. That pass was intended for Ben Rosenau, his first time that we've called his name. And he draws the interference, and it's going to be a first down for Mounds View.
Pass interference against CBH.
And it is against Williams. Those defensive backs had a few interceptions earlier on in the game, and sometimes you give them a few of those. They start pushing a little bit more, trying to get their hands back on the football, trying to make that big play to get Callahan and the offense back out there. But that play by Williams is going to cost Cretin-Derham Hall 15 yards, and it's a Mounds View first down all the way out to their own 32-yard line. Aaron Moberg, the new head coach for Mounds View. Jim Galvin, 16 years at the helm of Mounds View football. He's now taken over as the athletics director at Mounds View High School. From one stressful job to another for Jim Galvin. Frying pan into the fire. Good one, Mr. Thompson, off air. Relling gets the carry, and he picks up a yard. Second and 9 now for Mounds View. Could be fryer into the deep fryer into the frying pan, boiling pot onto the bonfire. But either way, two stressful jobs. But Jim Galvin, long-time head coach for Mounds View. And it's always a team that's been well coached, and they look that way under Aaron Moberg as well, although they got thumped last week by St. Michael Albertville. 45-21 was the final in that one. Second and 9 from the 33-yard line. Stenstrom to the air, and this pass is going to be incomplete, well over the head of his intended target as he's starting to spread the ball around a little bit more. That was Jacob Gray, the intended target. And it'll be third down. Jacob Gray and Rose now getting involved in this drive. Earlier on, it was Janes when Mounds View wanted to go to the air. You know, on a big play, that's still going to be where they're looking. But a couple of the wide receivers getting a few looks as well from Stenstrom. Touchdown and 2 picks in the first half for Stenstrom. Third and 9 for the Mounds View 33. Stenstrom rolls out to his left. He's on the run, looking downfield, puts it up, and has Janes for another big gainer. He's into Raider territory. He's to the 30. He's to the 20. He cuts back into the middle of the field, and he's going to take it all the way into the end zone for a Mounds View touchdown. Max Janes. And we've got a flag down on the play, but it's a 67-yard touchdown from on third down. Stenstrom to Janes. Assuming that flag was unsportsmanlike, something behind the play, we will have to check that flag. Let's see now. No, maybe a block in the back. And a personal foul against Mounds View. And Aaron Moberg is going bonkers. And they're going to mark it at the 38-yard line. So take the 67-yard touchdown pass against Stenstrom to Janes off of the board. It was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty during the play against Mounds View. So it erases a 67-yard touchdown pass to Janes. Just before the play, I said on third downs, anything like that, you know it's going to be number 9. Cretin-Derham Hall's got to find a way to bottle that young man up First down and 10. The Raiders catch a break on a penalty against Mounds View. They go to the ground as the Mustangs back to the line of scrimmage. And nothing more than that on the first down carry.
Number 18, Mike Louderback with the carry.
That's the first carry of the night for Louderback.
Number 5, that's Abe Flynn. No gain.
No gain on the play, second and 10.
Second and 10 at the 38.
Louderback, part of about 5 running backs you can see for the Mustangs. Sparks, Redmond, Relling, Louderback, and Sheehan. Second and 10 from the 38. Crippling penalty against Mounds View. Takes points off of the board. Stenstrom back to the air, and that pass is going to be incomplete. Well defended by Williams. Rose now the intended target. And it'll be third down and 10 now.
Third down.
Last week's game we saw hardly any penalties. This week's game we've seen a couple of unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. We've had some false starts. Holding penalty as well that brought back the interception by Czech. That was back in the first quarter. 9:26 left in this third quarter now, and more whistles. I think they were just resetting that football at the 38-yard line. Matt Nelson alongside of engineer Glenn Thompson. You're listening to Raider Football. Cretin-Derham Hall holding on to a 3-point lead. 9:26 left in the third quarter. Third down and 10, and the Mustangs go to the ground. They run this one outside with Relling. He goes across the 35-yard line to the 33, a gain of 5 yards. It'll be fourth down and 5 for the Mustangs as Relling shortens up this fourth down try that I'm sure is upcoming for Mounds View. And here comes their cornerback Stenstrom back into the huddle. They're at least going to line it up and think about going for this one. 4th and 5 from the 33. Well, you better know where number 9 is right here for Mounds View. Stenstrom rolls to his left. He's on the run, and he's going to be brought down. Cunningham on the sack. And Mounds View turns it over on downs. A touchdown comes off the board, and the Mustangs turn it over on downs as Stenstrom is sacked by Cunningham. All the way back at the 41-yard line. Here comes Callahan and the Raider offense, hoping to capitalize, put that lead back up to 2 scores. Stenstrom, a big guy, big sophomore. Not going to blow you away with his speed, and the Raider defense chased him down. 1st and 10. It's a running play and a carry for Underwood to the 45-yard line, gain of 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6 now for the Raider offense. Cretin-Derham Hall, a couple of touchdowns tonight. Newton 56 yards on the ground, and Zion Guerra 7 yards out. So 2 rushing touchdowns tonight for Cretin-Derham Hall, and a good night for Ratchakab. 2 extra points that were good, and then a 26-yard field goal as well. Can't forget the kickers. Got to give those guys some love. 2nd and 6. And Callahan, oh, he's going to be sacked, and that ball came out. And who else but Max Janes? Number 9 is all over the place. He sacks Callahan, strips the football loose. It's recovered by Mounds View. And the Mustangs are going to take over on the Cretin-Derham Hall 39-yard line.
Mustangs recover. It'll be 1st and 10 for Mounds View.
So 1st and 10 now for Mounds View as the teams trading field position around this 40-yard line. A turnover on downs for Mounds View and a strip sack by Max Janes on Callahan as the Mustangs come back onto the field just trailing by 3. 1st and 10 from the Raider 40-yard line. This Max Janes is about as good as they get in prep football. Stenstrom to the air, and his pass was nearly intercepted. Czech almost had his second. The pass out into that flat. Czech closed on it quickly and nearly took it the other way, and there would have been nothing in front of him. Thiessen, the intended receiver, and it'll be 2nd down and 10 yards to go. Mounds View down by 3. Stenstrom will hand it off. They'll sweep it out to that right side and pick up good yardage up the sideline. It's Trevor Redmond, and Redmond rushes for a Mounds View first down, and now the Mustangs are on the move. This ball marked at the 17-yard line. A gain of 23 yards for Redmond on the sweeper. And a first down, but hold on, a penalty. And it's holding against Mounds View. That'll move them back. So Mounds View has a 67-yard touchdown come off of the board, and now a 23-yard run by Redmond that would have been a first down is brought back by a penalty. It'll be second down and 20 from the 50-yard line. They'll move it all the way back to midfield here at O'Shaughnessy. If you're just joining us, this has been a great football game. Mounds View and the Mustangs scored first with Max Janes, who is having a All-American type game tonight. 24-yard touchdown pass from Stenstrom to Janes. Ratchakov followed it up with a field goal. The Raiders went on to score 17 unanswered before Relling took one in for the Mustangs in the closing moments of the first half. 2nd and 20 now with Stenstrom, the sophomore, working out of the shotgun play action pass. To his left he goes, eyes up the field, picks up a block, throws and connects with his man inside of the 40-yard line. The Mustangs get the penalty yardage back as Stenstrom goes to the air and picks up a dozen yards. We'll call it 13 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 7 now, as Stenstrom's pass is complete to the 37-yard line. 7:19 left in the third quarter. One-score game. Two teams that were tripped up in week 1 squaring off in St. Paul. Stenstrom on 3rd and 7. He rolls it to his right. Has a block in front of him. Puts it up, and his pass is complete at the 30-yard line. That's right at the first down marker. It's Trevor Redmond on the reception. Wow, they'll mark that at the 31-yard line. The Mounds View faithful are going berserk. They can't believe the spot at the 31-yard line. And it definitely, they'll mark it all the way back at just shy of the 31-yard line. Not a favorable spot for Mounds View by any stretch of the imagination. We'll bring up 4th down. It looked from our vantage point like that pass was caught right at the sticks, right at the first down marker. But they'll mark it at the 31. 4th and 1. Stenstrom moves a man in motion. He'll hand off. It's Relling. He has the first down to the 26-yard line. A gain of 5 yards for Relling. The Mustangs needed 1. They got 5 on the Raider defense. And the holding penalty ends up not costing the Mustangs. They get those 20 yards and a couple extra. It took them 4 downs, but they moved the chains. 1st down and 10 from the 27-yard line. Listen to this crowd going crazy. We've had turnovers, big plays, penalties, everything you could ask for in a prep football game here tonight. 1st and 10 from the 27. Mounds View, who stole one on the road here last year, trying to stage a comeback. This one's put up for Janes, and the pass is incomplete. Janes was double covered. He got behind the defense, and Stenstrom underthrew him. If he puts that up towards the end zone, I think Janes walks in with a touchdown, but the sophomore quarterback comes up short as Czech closed out on defense alongside of Weston Thompson, and they've had their hands full with big number 9 all night long. 6'3", 230-pound senior that runs like a gazelle, like a Mustang, if you will, for Mounds View. 2nd and 10 from the 27-yard line. The sophomore quarterback hands it off for Relling. He's going to be met in the backfield. Oh, and he's going to be brought down for a loss. Nice job by the Raider defense. Abe Schwinn was the first to get to Relling, and it's 3rd down. Cunningham was in on the tackle as well. Here comes a big play for you. Big play for the Raider defense in that part of the field where it's probably 4 down territory, barring a catastrophic loss here for the Mustangs. So wouldn't be surprised to see them do something on the ground, but they're going to spread it out 5 wide receivers for the first time on 3rd and 11. And they will throw it. Stenstrom puts it up over the middle of the field, and the pass was incomplete. Nobody was even in the vicinity. Jacob Gray, though, was the intended receiver, and it's 4th down and 11. Aaron Moberg's in his first season, but I'm sure Jim Galvin, the 16-year head coach, would be saying if you're going to go for it here on 4th down, just put it up for number 9. It looks like, though, they are going to march out the field goal kicker. This would be a 45-yarder. Heads up for a fake here. Trevor Redmond. This would be 45 yards. He's had a good season, 3 of 3 last week on extra points. Redmond from 45. Kick is up. And it's no good. So a 45-yard kick is no good for Redmond. It was wide left. Might have been a hair short as well, but he gave it a good rip. The hardest part for a high school kicker in that situation as the Raiders take it over on their own 28-yard line or I should say their own 20-yard line, is getting the height. A lot of them can sit out there in warm-ups and hit these low, sidewinding, long 40-yard field goals. But when you've got 11 guys jumping to block it and 10 more in front of you, 9 more in front of you, standing about 6'4" apiece, it's hard to get it over those guys. Redmond did it, but the kick was wide left. Cretin-Derham Hall's offense. Hey, Callahan on the bootleg. Keeper puts his head down and gets 2 yards the hard way. Quarterback's thinking, wait a second, what do I got these good running backs behind me if I got to get clobbered and get 2 yards? It's 2nd and 8, 4:50 left in this scoreless third quarter. 17-14 the score in this game. Cretin-Derham Hall 17, Mounds View 14. Mentioned last year these two teams played a close game here, and Mounds View pulled away with a 21-7 victory back on October 19th of last year. Last week, the Raiders lost 13-12 to the defending state champions Totino Grace. Underwood on the carry with space across the 25 to the 26-yard line, a gain of 4 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 4 for the Cretin-Derham Hall offense. You're listening to Raider Football tonight, a presentation of Tommy Chicago's and TJ Sports Online.net. Hope you're enjoying it, football fans. If you decided to stay home tonight, got plenty of fans out here as well. I understand we had a lot of international listeners last week as well against Totino Grace. So wherever you might be listening from tonight, we welcome you. And if you're following along with Celsius, it's 16 degrees right now. Much warmer than that Fahrenheit, right? Wink, wink. 3rd and 4. 4 minutes left in this third quarter. Newton in motion, the dangerous one, Jalen Newton, and now a flag comes out and delay a game against Cretin-Derham Hall. Moves them back 5 yards. That makes 3rd and 4, 3rd and 9. Not as many options on 3rd and 9 as you've got on 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4, the run is still very much in play. Harder to do it on 3rd and 9. A 45-yard field goal for Mounds View. Trevor Redmond went for it. It would have tied the game at 17 all. It was wide left, so now Cretin-Derham Hall with the football and staring at a 3rd down and 9. Their junior quarterback, Callahan, protected nicely. He'll throw it over the middle of the field, and the pass is complete to the 40-yard line. It's Zach McDonald, 19 yards from Callahan to McDonald, and a big Raider first down.
1st and 10 for CD8 at their own 40.
Callahan looks like he's got something going on with McDonald. He looks confident, seems to know where he's going to be, seems to really trust him and rely on him as he's pounded a few good ones into McDonald. 1st and 10. Callahan back to the air, back to the well, and that pass is complete to Udoibach out to the 44-yard line, a 4-yard gain for Cretin-Derham Hall. 2nd and 6 upcoming. Cretin-Derham Hall, the home purple jerseys trimmed in yellow and white numerals and the yellow lids with the now CDH and the shield on the side. Used to be Raiders and the star. Now it's the CDH and the shield. Mounds View, their home whites all the way head to toe in the green helmets trimmed in green numerals and black trim. 3 minutes left in the third quarter. 2nd and 6 from the 44. Callahan back to work. He hands this one off. It's Underwood. Made one man miss at the 45. Got a couple of yards for the effort. Picked up 3, and it'll be 3rd down and 3. Talk about making a splash last week. Underwood, the underclassman, had 118 yards against the defending state champs last year. That was a great effort on 19 carries. Now 3rd down and 3. Callahan seems to be in a good rhythm, but does Coach Bollinger want to round and pound Moundsview here with that running game? Underwood is in at tailback. 2 minutes and 28 seconds left in the third quarter. 3rd down and 3 from the 47. And they'll toss it, and Underwood lost it. Underwood lost it at the 38-yard line, went back and dove on it before he was tackled for a loss. Alec Tennis and company will have to come out for a punt. Underwood was pressured after the fumble by Jake Christofferson for the Mustangs. So a loss on 3rd down and 3 of 9 yards. And Cretin-Derham Hall will be forced to punt it to the dangerous and feisty Mustangs, trailing by 3. Cretin-Derham Hall still trying to get that lead back to 2 scores. Tennis, 36 yards. A punt last week, and this one was blocked. This one was blocked, but it'll get a good roll. Moundsview picked it up foolishly at the 45-yard line, and the special teamer got knocked on his keister for his troubles, but it'll still be good field position for the Mustangs on their own 45-yard line. You're listening to Raider football with Cretin-Derham Hall up 17-14. A minute 36 left here in the third quarter.
It'll be 1st and 10 from Moundsview at their own 45.
We'll keep you right here. Welcome you back. Aaron Moberg is in his first season as Moundsview head coach. Got walloped by St. Michael Albertville last week. Trevor Redmond took a rip at tying it from 45 yards out. That field goal was no good, but Moundsview gets the ball back in good field position. Stenstrom to the air. Boy, and he's got all day to put this thing up. Throws a spiral down the far sideline, and the pass is complete. The pass is complete. Getting by Williams is Jacob Gray, and he goes into the end zone for a 55-yard Moundsview touchdown, and the Mustangs lead. The touchdown pass from Stenstrom, his 2nd of the day. This one goes 55 yards to Jacob Gray. It's 20-17, Moundsview. Redmond's extra point is up, and it's good. Moundsview by 4. You're listening to Raider Football on TJSportsOnline.net.
Tommy Chicago's Pizzeria, located in the Mendota Heights Village just off 110 in Mendota Heights, is your premier shop for authentic pizza from the Windy City. Tommy Chicago's is based on their love of the hearty Chicago-style pizza. Mike and Katie's focus has always been on quality with their pizzas from scratch, and they use only the freshest and highest quality ingredients and feature a large selection of toppings. In addition to deep dish, Tommy Chicago's have thin crust pizzas, sandwiches, and salads. Their luncheon buffet and salad bar is served weekdays from 11 to 1:30, just $8.95. For information on menu, hours, and directions, visit tommy-chicagos.com. You can order online for pickup and delivery or call 651-209-7701. Tommy Chicago's, just off Highway 110 at 730 Main Street in the Mendota Heights Village. Mike and Katie Magnuson are proud alumni and supporters of Cretin-Derham Hall Athletics.
Wow, we've got a ball game, folks, in St. Paul at O'Shaughnessy Stadium. Now, if Cretin-Derham Hall is going to find a way to win their first game of 2017, they are going to have to be the ones that do it and come from behind fashion as Cole Stenstrom throws his 2nd touchdown pass of the night. His first back in the first quarter to Max Janes, his latest 55 yards to Jacob Gray, and you got to give some credit where credit is due, and sometimes you got to tip your hat to the other team. That offensive line built a wall in front of Stenstrom. He was able to stand around all day, fire the ball down the field, and let his receiver run underneath it. It was Gray getting past Williams, and it's 21-17 Mustangs. Cretin-Derham Hall's got to get that offense back on track. They had a great second quarter. Now they got to find a way here in the second half, trailing Moundsview. Low lining kick taken by Mooney, going across the 35, and he's going to pound his way. He's a tough guy all the way out to the 39-yard line. 1:19 left here in the third quarter, and here come the Raiders.
Number 27, Indian Mooney, with the return for the Raiders. In the 1st and 10 for CDH at their own 40.
Big plays in this game. Interceptions by Check and Williams. Max Jane's strip sack. 45-yarder was no good by the kicker, Redmond. And now Jacob Gray, 55-yard touchdown reception for the Mustangs. Underwood on the carry. Underwood is a sophomore, but boy, he runs tough for his size, and he gets it to the 42. It'll be second down and 8 yards for Cretin-Derham Hall. Last week, Cretin-Derham Hall mustered up 12 points against Totino Grace. They got the last two as Totino ran out the clock at the end of the game, so really 10 points of offense for Cretin-Derham Hall so far tonight, 17. Ratchakov, the kicker, has been good, but right now we need a touchdown, trailing by 4. 2nd and 7, Callahan again for Underwood. This time he goes behind the left guard and gets it to the 46-yard line. 3 yards on the carry, and it'll be 3rd down and 4 from the Raiders' 46-yard line. 30 seconds left in this third quarter. And if you tune out for this fourth quarter, you're crazy. This is going to be an exciting last dozen minutes of football from O'Shaughnessy Stadium here at the University of St. Thomas, your home for Raider football. Callahan in the shotgun on 3rd and 4. Closing moments, third quarter, big spot. Callahan drops back. He throws, and his pass is complete inside of the 40-yard line. The pass is complete down to the 38-yard line as Callahan goes to the air. That pass again, McDonald. That has been his go-to target in this second half. And it brings us to the end of the third quarter. Cretin-Derham Hall will have it first down on the Mustangs' 38-yard line when we come back. Do not go anywhere. You're watching Raider football right now. Moundsview High School up 21-17 over Cretin-Derham Hall. We've got 12 to go from St. Paul.
Tommy Chicago's Pizzeria, located in the Mendota Heights Village just off 110 in Mendota Heights, is your premier shop for authentic pizza from the Windy City. Tommy Chicago's is based on their love of the hearty Chicago-style pizza. Mike and Katie's focus has always been on quality, with their pizzas made from scratch, and they use only the freshest and highest quality ingredients and feature a large selection of toppings. In addition to deep dish, Tommy Chicago's have thin crust pizzas, sandwiches, and salads. Their luncheon buffet and salad bar is served weekdays from 11 to 1:30, just $8.95. For information on menu, hours, and directions, visit tommy-chicagos.com. You can order online for pickup and delivery or call 651-209-7701.
Here we go. It's the fourth quarter. 1st and 10 from the Moundsview 38-yard line with Underwood going across the 35. He gets inside of the 30 all the way down to the 24-yard line. Again, 14 yards for Underwood on first down. As the Raiders starting to get something going offensively. McDonald has been the go-to man through the air. Underwood getting the bulk of the carries here in the second half. We saw Zion Guerra take one in the first half inside of the red zone, but right now Underwood basically your featured back. Last year, Moundsview won a game here at O'Shaughnessy against the Raiders by scoring 21 points. It was 21-7, the final score in that game. Cold October night. Raining, I believe. It was not a pleasant night to be outside, but it was a good football game, just as this one has been. Danny Callahan, the man of the moment. This is what you dream about playing high school football under the lights with your team down 4, you've got the football in the fourth quarter. First down and 10 from the 38. Callahan rolls it to his right, looks downfield, puts one up, has Newton open, and he hits him inside the 10-yard line. Newton from Callahan stumbled out of bounds, but reeled it in at the 8-yard line. 30-yard completion, Callahan to Jalen Newton. First down, Raiders. First and goal from the 8-yard line. Big play as Coach Bollinger rolls out Danny Callahan, and he puts a strike on basically a wide open Jalen Newton. Underwood stays in. Raiders got to get this ball into the end zone. First and goal from the 8. Underwood on a toss. Goes to his right and got decimated at the 10-yard line. Boy, did he ever get drilled, and that's that big linebacker again for the Mustangs. Michael Fahim, 6'5", 231 pounds. And Underwood just caught all 231 right to the chops at the 10-yard line. Did well to hold on to the football. It'll be second and goal from the 10-yard line. This Mounds View team might not have the deepest roster in this conference, but they've got a couple of guys who really stand out to you, some really good athletes. All right, now Cretin-Derham Hall has to find a way, down by 4 with 11 minutes left here, trying to get back to 500, trying to get that first win of 2017. Callahan under the center, second and goal. He'll hand it off. That's Underwood, a couple of yards, that's it, it's third down. Underwood was wrapped up. They'll credit that tackle to Jake Razudek. It's third and goal from the 9. Well within Ratchakov field goal territory, but you get that ball inside the 10, you'd like to find some way to put it into the end zone. I think Coach Bollinger wants a timeout. He'll get it. He wants to talk about this third and goal with Callahan and his offense. Right now, 10:27 left in the game. Mounds View 21, Cretin-Derham Hall 17. You're listening to Raider Football on TJSportsOnline.net.
Happy to support Cretin-Derham Hall football is the Hitchcock Law Firm in St. Paul. For over 35 years, the attorneys at Hitchcock Law Firm have provided legal services to individuals and business clients. Their practice is focused in the areas of estate planning, probate and trust administration, real estate law, business law, general litigation, and sports law. Their approach focuses on each client's background, needs, and goals. For more details, visit their website, hitchcockfirm.com, or call 651-772-3401. The Hitchcock Law Firm in St. Paul, proud supporters of Raider football here on TJSportsOnline.net.
Oh, the things you don't hear while we're on commercial break. Everybody with a philosophy. Everybody wants to have the headset on down there on the sideline and to call in this big play. But Brooks Bollinger is the man who will call in that play. Second-year head coach on third down and 9. He'll send Callahan and the offense out. Newton's out there. Keep your eyes on him. Udoybach, number 3, is a big load at 6'4", 6'5" on the top of your screen. Underwood is in at tailback. Callahan will take the snap out of the shotgun. On third down, here's Callahan. He goes far side of the field, and he threw a perfect strike and a touchdown! Raiders lead! What a throw by Callahan. It's Rajiv Red. Rajiv Red, the 9-yard touchdown reception, and the Raiders go up 23-21. What a throw by Callahan. And the extra point was blocked, so the Raiders could be costly. They'll hold on to a lead, but it's just by 2. 23-21 your score. It's the Raiders and the Mustangs in a good one under just about a full harvest moon that just poked out over the Anderson Rec Center across the other side of the 50-yard line. Beautiful night for football, and the Raiders lead it. Callahan to the air on third down, gets it done.
Whether you're buying, selling, or simply exploring the possibilities of home ownership, you'll want to work with a professional. That's Ray Hitchcock with Edina Realty in St. Paul. He can provide the most reliable market information and expert advice. Now more than ever, you need to work with a qualified realtor. That's Ray Hitchcock, who is skilled at networking, pricing, and negotiation. Call 612-616-7569 or email rayhitchcock@edinarealty.com or visit his website. In real estate, go with a champion. Ray Hitchcock of Edina Realty in St. Paul, another proud supporter of Raider football on TJSportsOnline.net.
Wow, how good is this game? These teams trading leads right now. Cretin-Derham Hall by 2, 23-21. Touchdown pass Callahan to Rajiv Red. The touchdown pass for Callahan is second of the season. Udoybach caught one against Totino Grace. Now Red gets in on the action on what was an absolute dime by Callahan. 10:20 left in the fourth quarter. Squib kick hauled in by the special teamers at the 24 for Mounds View. And to the 29, a return of 5 yards as the Mounds View offense comes out down by 2. I thought this game would be a good game. I didn't think it would turn into the kind of the shootout that it has through the air. Both of these quarterbacks have had their moments. Both of them have had their head-scratching moments as well. But they've made big plays when their teams have needed them. Callahan thrust into duty early in the season. Stenstrom getting his first start of his young career. 10:16 to go. Mounds View with the football on their own 29-yard line. Stenstrom will hand this one off, and going the other way with it, Redmond. He makes one cut at the 35, goes across the 40, out to the 45-yard line before he's bumped out of bounds at the 46-yard line. So a gain of 17 yards on first down for Trevor Redmond, and a first down for the Mustangs.
17-yard gain will make a first and 10 from Mounds View. Their own 46.
So a long run on first down by Redmond has Mounds View in business with a first down, and Stenstrom nearly sacked, tried to shovel it out, but they're going to say he was down. They're going to say Stenstrom was sacked at the 40-yard line, a loss of 6 yards. It'll be second down and 16 after the Raiders sacked the Mounds View sophomore. Second down and 16. 9:44 left. This is officially closing in on crunch time, folks.
Come on, Charlie, you're on there. They can't block you, baby. On there, Charlie.
9:25 to go, second and 16. Stenstrom moves a man from right to left, and he'll send it that way. Williams got up and tipped the pass. It was nearly intercepted as Jonas Sparks, the intended receiver, got away with one because Williams, anytime that ball goes into the flat, if you can manage to intercept it, force that turnover, you're going to have some real estate in front of you. You talk about Hitchcock real estate on our commercial breaks. There would have been some major real estate for Williams to work with if he could have found a way to haul that one down. You've seen both quarterbacks' confidence really rise as this game has gone along. Third down and 16. The dangerous Janes lines up as the tight end in motion. Now he goes to the left of left tackle. And Senstrudel hands it off on third and long, and just a couple of yards for Sparks, well short of the first down marker. It'll be fourth down and 14, and Mounds View will be forced to punt it, trailing by 2 to Cretin-Derham Hall. Good stand that time by the Cretin-Derham Hall defense. The sack was critical on Stenstrom. Zion Guerra and the special teams unit comes out. Trevor Redmond does the punting. Had one, a real short one earlier of just 15 yards, but he averaged 40 a kick last week against St. Michael Albertville. And Redmond runs into one. This is a much better one. Oh, this is a beauty of a punt. A spiraling kick bouncing at the 25-yard line. It'll roll out of bounds without a return at the 22-yard line. And that's where Danny Callahan and Brooks Bollinger's offense comes out, leading by 2 with 8:27 to go. We'll keep it right here. TJSportsOnline.net's coverage of Raider football tonight is brought to you by Tommy Chicago's. Great pizza out there in Inver Grove Heights. Absolutely the best. And this is about the time in the fourth quarter that everybody up here on the cameras and Glenn Thompson, our engineer, and yours truly, we start getting a little bit hungry, and that Tommy Chicago starts sounding better and better. Not that it always sounds good, but when you're hungry, boy, we're drooling up here. Yeah, we want a special delivery to the press box. 8:27 to go, and a toss. It's Zion Guerra across the 25-yard line. A stiff arm, and he's brought down just by his shoelaces at the 27-yard line. That was a big tackle by Relling on Guerra. Guerra, though, picks up 6 yards on first down. It'll be second down and 4 for Cretin-Derham Hall in their offense. The 23-time state participant, 2-time state champion, 1999 and 2009 for the Raiders. Newton splits out wide to the bottom of your screen. Mooney, the tight end. Edoibach up top, and Callahan under center, 2nd and 5 from the 27. Raiders need a drive, a game-clinching drive. Play action, and they'll reverse it with Newton. And he's a speedster across the 30-yard line. He's got enough for a first down, and the ball came out. Ball came out at the 35-yard line, and Moundsview's got it. Doggone it. Newton picks up the first down, coughs it up, and the Mustangs come up with it. They'll have a short field. They'll pick it up on the Cretin-Derham Hall 35-yard line after the Newton fumble. Just along the sidelines. Boy, you just hope that oval-shaped ball bobbles out of bounds for you. Instead, it stayed in. It looked like he was on the sidelines, but he coughed it up, and Moundsview recovered it. So, again, the Raider fans will urge their defense on to make a stand. Moundsview forces the turnover, and trailing by 2 with a field goal kicker that can at least try kicks from 45 yards. Trailing just by 2, Relling gets the carry. He goes across the 35-yard line. Brower meets him there and hauls him down at the 34-yard line, a gain of 2 yards. And the tackle by Brower, the junior. 2nd and 8 upcoming, 7:23 left. That's a hard part, defending a kicker that can legitimately make one from 45 yards. And that blocked extra point looming large over O'Shaughnessy Stadium right now. Oh, it's a good one in week 2. Stenstrom, and this is going to be a false start. They're going backwards 5 yards. False start against Moundsview makes it 2nd and 13. Moundsview, though, was able to compensate for a holding penalty that had pushed them all the way back to the 50-yard line a couple drives ago. They picked that up. It did take them 4 plays to do it. 7:04 left in the game. Cretin-Derham Hall 23, Moundsview 21. Here in St. Paul, 7:04 left. And Moundsview will run it. And a big tackle in the backfield. It'll be a loss on the play. And it was Tyson on the carry. Abe Schwinn on the tackle. And it'll be 3rd and 15 now. From the 41-yard line, Schwinn jumps in there and makes a big play. Anytime you see a big play, you're probably thinking Dennis or Cunningham. That time it was Schwinn on the tackle. 3rd and 15. Moundsview down by 2. Raiders defense playing inspired football. They load up the box. Stenstrom rolls out to his left, looks down the field, puts it up for Janes, and the pass is incomplete. Well defended by Anthony Check. One of the few times that Moundsview's thrown the ball to Janes and he hasn't been able to come up with it. It'll be 4th down and 15. That's another time where it looked like Stenstrom had lots of wiggle room in the middle of that field where he could have run with that football. Instead, he opts to trust his arm, tried to find Janes, and it was incomplete. Now, this is out of, obviously, Trevor Redmond's range. So we'll see now. Does Moundsview want to go for this on 3rd and 15? Do they want to punt the football with Redmond and try to pin Cretin-Derham Hall deep? They're going to put Newton back to what they think is going to be an opportunity to return a punt. Redmond is out there. It's a part of the field that you do worry about a fake. Redmond is athletic. He's a running back as well as a punter. And he's going to run into one and put it up towards the sideline. Redmond got hit. No flags down inside of the 15-yard line. And Redmond does his job, pinning the Raiders inside of the 15. They'll mark it at the 14-yard line. A good kick by Redmond, and that was awfully close. Redmond, there was some contact. He gave it a good, would have been, it was close, but Redmond does his job, and now the Raiders, this is what they practice all summer long. These 6 5-minute drives, you've got enough field to work with here. You pick up a few first downs, 4 or 5 first downs, and you can win this thing outright. Callahan back to work. He'll go to play action. He's looking down the right side of the field and connects with his man across the 20-yard line. He ran one over at the 25. More yards. 40, 45-yard line. Whoa, Nelly. 30 yards as Callahan goes into the flat and hooks up with Stephon Johnson. Not often you call that name on offense, but Stephon Johnson leaves a trail of Mustangs in his wake and has the first down out to the 46-yard line. Mustangs lying all over the field in Stephon Johnson's trail. And it's a first down. A toss, Zion Guerra on first down. And he picks up a couple. It'll be second down. Whoa. Your pregame planning, Stephon Johnson doesn't necessarily come out in your plans, but Callahan found him wide open in the flat. And after the 5-yard gain by Guerra, it'll be second down and 5. Cretin-Derham Hall's offense can ice this game with 5:39 to go. A touchdown would go a long way in that, or they can do a little keep away and keep it on the ground and move the chains. But right now they are on the move. They'll run it with Guerra to midfield, and he'll push it into Mustang territory to the 49-yard line. Gain of 2 yards. It'll be third down and a big 5 coming up. Abe Schwinn comes in. And let's see now on 3rd and 5 in Mustang territory. Do you go to the ground? Do you go to the air? Guerra stays in at tailback. He's looked good. Udobach and Newton, the receivers. Name of the game right now is first downs for Cretin-Derham Hall. Inside of 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Callahan looking towards the sideline, and Brooks Bollinger is going to take a timeout. Why don't we do the same? 23-21 the score, and a big third down coming up on the other side of this break. You're listening to Raider Football.
Happy to support Cretin-Derham Hall football is the Hitchcock Law Firm in St. Paul. For over 35 years, the attorneys at Hitchcock Law Firm have provided legal services to individuals and business clients. Their practice is focused in the areas of estate planning, probate and trust administration, real estate law, business law, general litigation, and sports law. Their approach focuses on each client's background, needs, and goals. For more details, visit their website, hitchcockfirm.com, or call 651-772-3401. The Hitchcock Law Firm in St. Paul, proud supporters of Raider football here on TJSportsOnline.net.
There you see it, a beautiful shot, courtesy of our engineer and cameraman extraordinaire, camera operator extraordinaire, Glenn Thompson, one of the hardest working guys in the business. Beautiful shot of this scene here at O'Shaughnessy Stadium at the University of St. Thomas, and a big third down upcoming. And if that last shot coming out into this third down doesn't get you excited for football, and I don't know what will. You're in the wrong racket. You're watching the wrong thing tonight. Raiders by 2, 3rd and 5 from the Mustang 49-yard line. Callahan under center. Moves Newton in motion. The dangerous Jalen Newton. They'll fake it his way, and now a naked bootleg. There goes Callahan to his right and across the 45-yard line. He's got enough for the first down, just by a yard to spare. He needed 5. Callahan got 6 on a naked bootleg, and Callahan gets it. A lot of green in front of him, one man to beat, and Callahan finished off the run nicely to pick up the first down. The clock Winds at 4:42 left in the game. Schedule does not get easier for Mounds View. Next week at Totino Grace, the defending Class 6A champions. Next week for Cretin-Derham Hall, they go to Woodbury. But right now, they're focused on finishing off the Mustangs with 4:22 to go. Callahan will hand this one off. No surprise. Guerra, he bounces off and runs backwards. Now makes his way back to the 45-yard line, and he's, after all that, going to lose a yard. He's brought down in the backfield. Looked like the tackle was finished off by Matt Mellick. A 1-yard loss. And it'll be second down and 11, 3:55 left. Again, the thing that scares you right now if you're a Cretin-Derham Hall fan is that Mounds View has a kicker who can hit a long one, and you're only up 2. So got to find a way to either salt the clock or add to your 2-point lead. Underwood gets his first carry on this drive, and he's got some big yards. He made a cut at the 30-yard line, goes inside of the 25, dives inside of the 20. He's into the red zone to the 19-yard line. Big run and a first down for Underwood. 25 yards and a first down. 3:29 left. First and 10 from the 19. The big play on this drive. 30-yarder from Callahan to Stephon Johnson as he ran over some Mustangs along the way. 3 minutes and 12 seconds left in the game. Cretin-Derham Hall by 2. Running game looks good right now. Underwood and Guerra combination. Callahan and whistles. And a flag on the play. They've already marked off against Cretin-Derham Hall. They're going to say false start. So a false start called against Cretin-Derham Hall. We'll push them back to the 24-yard line. It'll be first and 15. The hot hand in the passing game for Callahan has been Zach McDonald. Jalen Newton has gotten it done on the ground, and then that touchdown pass was to Rajiv Red. So a little bit of everybody involved right now for Cretin-Derham Hall. First and 15, 3 minutes left in the game. Raiders by 2. They'll run it. Underwood looking for a big play as he takes a couple of Mustangs with him inside of the 20-yard line, gets the 5 yards back that the Raiders lost on the false start penalty. It'll be second down and 10 at the 19-yard line. Callahan looks over to the sideline. They have a set grouping of signs, no personnel change. It'll be second and 9. They actually mark it at the 18-yard line. Big heavy set, a couple of tight ends in there. And Newton and Udoibach, the receivers. They'll hand it off, and Underwood fell down. He wasn't touched, but Underwood tripped on his own feet, and they're going to mark it a loss back to the 21-yard line, a loss of 3. It'll be third down and 12. Now with 2:13 left in the game, Mounds View opting right now not to take a timeout. That's got to be awfully tempting on 3rd and 12 to use that timeout, but right now so far Aaron Moberg hasn't done that. So he's deciding right now to keep those 3 timeouts in his pocket and see what transpires here on 3rd down and 12. Is Aaron Moberg, first-year head coach. Callahan takes it. Big 3rd down upcoming. And Cretin-Derham Hall is going to just run it into the middle of the field. Moberg takes a timeout for Mounds View. And it'll be 4th down upcoming. And a big field goal try, I imagine, is about to come our way. So a timeout taken. Mounds View stops the clock with 1:39 to go. As the Raiders get it into the red zone, the Mounds View defense bends but does not break. We've got 99 seconds left in this game, and Cretin-Derham Hall clinging to a 2-point lead. Now, last week in about the same part of the field, Cretin-Derham Hall decided to go for it. We'll see. Do they go for a Ratchakov field goal here? Be about a 37-yarder. We saw Alec Tennis, the punter, in pregame warm-ups. He was hitting some long ones. That was something that we noticed, was that the punter Tennis was practicing the longer field goals, Ratchakov the shorter ones. So the punter Tennis does have the leg to get it home from here. The question is, do you trust him to get it over the line of scrimmage? It's a tough decision here, no doubt about it, for Brooks Bollinger. Mounds View is out there and ready. 1:39 to go. And Callahan and the offense are coming out there. Pooch punt, possibly. We'll see. Cunningham came out there as well. He normally plays on the defensive side of the ball. Newton. Cunningham lines up at tight end. Callahan, though, is going under the center. That don't look like a pooch punt to me. 4th and 13. Raiders by 2. Callahan drops back. He puts it up towards the end zone, and the pass looked like it was intercepted at the 1-yard line, and it is. The pass is intercepted. Mounds View is going to have a chance late. Udoybach couldn't come up with the Callahan pass as that was intercepted. Mounds View will have to go a long, long way to find pay dirt, but it's Micah Smith. Really, Smith comes up with the interception, but barring a touchdown or a field goal, that is best case scenario, honestly, for Cretin-Derham Hall. You pin Mounds View inside of the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 2. Smith comes up with the interception on Callahan, and with 1:29 to go, Cretin-Derham Hall's defense will try to make a 2-point lead stand up. Oh, the drama. It's on the shoulders of Stenstrom, the sophomore quarterback. From his own 2-yard line. Mounds View has 2 timeouts. Stenstrom to the air, and he connects out to the 10-yard line, buys some breathing room if nothing else. His pass is complete to Jacob Gray. They'll mark it at the 11-yard line, a gain of 9 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 2 for Mounds View with 1:15 to go in the game. And Aaron Moberg, does he want a timeout? Yeah, he's going to take one. That's the 2nd timeout taken by Mounds View. So they'll stop the clock with 1:11 to go here. That was really mission accomplished for Mounds View. All they really wanted to do on that play was buy themselves some breathing room. 1:11 to go. As this game, for all intensive purposes right now, rests on the Cretin-Derham Hall defense and the right leg of Trevor Redmond for Mounds View. Those 2 factors probably will determine the final outcome of this game. Again, Aaron Moberg in his first season, Brooks Bollinger in his second. These are 2 of the really up-and-coming coaches in high school football. Unbelievable game. We have had turnovers, big plays, penalties, everything you could possibly ask for on this beautiful St. Paul night. And Raider fans are hoping that their team can close this thing out. Cunningham, Dennis, those guys are going to be called upon to make the big plays. Anthony Check as well in that defensive secondary against Stenstrom. Cole Stenstrom is the quarterback. He's looking at a 2nd and 1 from his own 11-yard line, and penalties fly after the timeout. Whatever this is going to be, it's not what Aaron Moberg was talking about. Some of that breathing room he just found himself might be lost, but are they whistling? Let's see. It is a false start against Mounds View, so they lose 5 of those yards that they picked up on the first down play. They'll move the ball back to the 6-yard line, and it'll be 2nd down and 6. Keep your eyes on that Max Janes. He is the game breaker for Mounds View. 2nd and 6. Mounds View buried deep in their own territory, down by 2. Stenstrom pressured, gets it out for Janes, the dangerous Max Janes. He's out to the 20-yard line, and he scampers out of bounds with a Mounds View first down. A gain of 14 yards for Janes and a Mustang first down. Cretin-Derham Hall had good pressure on Stenstrom on that play, but he stood in there and made a strong throw to Janes for that Mustang first down. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Both teams with 1 timeout and 65 seconds left in the game. Stenstrom under center from his own 20. Surveys the defense, and he fumbled the snap. The ball came out. It was loose, and Stenstrom hopped back on it. And Aaron Moberg doesn't want to take a timeout. He wants to huddle his troops up quickly and not stop this clock here. Stenstrom now 2nd and 10 after the muffed snap. from his own 20. He'll roll it out to his left, looking down the field. He's pressured. He evaded one Raider, but not the next one. Dennis brings down Stenstrom at the 19-yard line on a sack. And it'll be third down. And is Stenstrom injured on the play? They'll stop the clock and come out and take a look at the Mustangs quarterback. Charlie Dennis, another tackle for a loss. This one a sack. Last week he had 4 of those. I know that's at least his second one here today, and it forces a 3rd and long. And the sophomore quarterback is shaken up on the play. He was running for his life, looked up and saw 23 in a purple jersey sprinting at him. Really all he could do is get down and try to get out of the way. And it looks as though he is definitely shaken up on the play. Let's step aside for a quick break. 40 seconds left in the game. It'll be 3rd and 11 for Mounds View. When we come back right now, they'll check on their quarterback, Stenstrom.
Happy to support Cretin-Derham Hall football is the Hitchcock Law Firm in St. Paul. For over 35 years, the attorneys at Hitchcock Law Firm have provided legal services to individuals and business clients. Their practice is focused in the areas of estate planning, probate and trust administration, real estate law, business law, general litigation, and sports law. Their approach focuses on each client's background, needs, and goals. For more details, visit their website, hitchcockfirm.com, or call 651-772-3401. The Hitchcock Law Firm in St. Paul, proud supporters of Raider football here on TJSportsOnline.net.
Well, things just got tougher for the Mustangs. They just lost their quarterback Stenstrom to an injury. They're on their own 19-yard line facing a 3rd down and 11, and we'll see who the Mustangs want to send out here at quarterback, with Stenstrom out at least for one play. He's got his helmet back on.
Still in the top of the 8th. Minnesota 8, Kansas City 5.
And they'll bring in the quarterback, Tenzin Misra, the senior that played last week against St. Michael Albertville. Misra with 40 seconds left. This is going to be his first snap of the night. Misra has his pass deflected and intercepted. The Raiders got it. Moundsview only has one timeout left, and Cretin-Derham Hall is going to win the football game. The defense holds up. The pass is intercepted. Misra comes in off of the bench and throws an interception. And the Raiders are in business with 35 seconds left here in St. Paul. The pass was intercepted by the lineman, Connor Sigler. Pass was tipped and intercepted by Sigler. Moundsview sends in their backup quarterback. He throws an interception. And the Raiders can kneel their way to their first victory in 2017. Who would have ever thought? Rajiv Red and Sigler, your players of the game on offense and defense. Callahan will take a knee. Moundsview can make them snap it one more time if they want with that timeout, but it looks like they're not going to do that. They're resigned to their fate. The 3rd interception of the night for Cretin-Derham Hall. And after all that, it looks like the game winner is going to be Callahan to Rajiv Red on 3rd down. That 9-yard touchdown pass to put the Raiders up 23-21. Callahan needs to take one more knee before the Raiders take a 1-1 record to Woodbury next week. And there it is. Cretin-Derham Hall, your winners tonight in this Week 2 matchup. East Metro Blue Conference matchup. This does not get much better than this. Cretin-Derham Hall wins 23-21. Let's run down the scoring for you briefly before we say goodnight as the Raiders win. Moundsview falls to 0-2 on the season. Cretin-Derham Hall improves to 1-1. The scoring got started early in the first quarter. Moundsview goes 24 yards through the air. It was Stenstrom to Max Janes. It was 7-0 Mustangs. Ratchakov, a field goal in the second quarter, made it 7-3. Jalen Newton goes 53 yards to put the Raiders up 10-7. Zion Guerra in the second quarter, 7-yard touchdown run. Point after good. It was 17-7. Raiders on top, but Relling for the Mustangs late in the second quarter, 17-14 after a 2-yard touchdown run in the third quarter. Max Janes saw a long touchdown pass come off of the board, but 55 yards. Stenstrom to Jacob Gray. It was 21-17. Moundsview had recaptured the lead, but not for long as Callahan goes to the air to Rajiv Red. 9 yards to put the Raiders on top, 23-21, and that was your final score. Again, tonight's broadcast, a presentation of Cretin-Derham Hall High School and TJ Broadcast Services, as well as Tommy Chicago's. We thank them for their support of Raiders athletics. Glenn Thompson was your engineer tonight. I'm Matt Nelson, the voice of Raider football. I'm so happy that you could join us tonight for St. Paul for what was a thrilling game, and in the end, a Cretin-Derham Hall Raider victory. Again, 1-1 record. The Raiders go on the road next week to play Woodbury. Mounds View goes on the road to take on the defending state champs, Totino Grace. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, I hope, with an awful lot of football, college and NFL on the TV. I hope you had a great week. And until we talk again next time, we say go Raiders as the Raiders win 23-21 in St. Paul.